Disclaimer. This video is meant to be snarky and all in good fun. So enjoy it and have a great time. Unless, of course, you're one of the olds, in which case you can just get out of here right away. You're the ones that ruined this, and the reason we can have no fun. Today, for the very first time, Cody will be listening to the best Yes album, no questions asked. There is no better album. Of course, I'm talking about 90125. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another album review / reaction here on the channel. We have a few things to say up front. First of all, y'all ruined these videos for yourself, okay? So, the first thing I have to say is, I'm going to be incredibly snarky in this video, and I'm going to have a bit of an attitude. And that's just matching the energy that a lot of you have sent our way in these Yes videos. However, if you are one of the people that just watches our videos and you don't comment very often, that's awesome. You're a great person. If you're one of the very few rare people that commented something nice or something that was constructive without being really mean, you're also really awesome. And I understand that a vast majority of people are not these olds that I'm going to talk about in a little second that have terrible, terrible manners and think they know everything about the music industry, but they don't. So I understand not everybody is one of these olds. So if you're one of these other people and you enjoy these reactions and you do want us to continue doing Yes videos, like this video. And if this video gets over 300 likes, okay? I've checked our other videos. That is quite a number for our videos, but we're going to get over 300 views on this. So if everybody watching this video likes this video that likes it, we'll continue doing some other Yes albums. Maybe we'll even do that Yes album that everyone wants us to do that's their live thing that is like a nightmare for me to want to do, but maybe we'll even do that. So we'll see. So, okay,
Yes
you have your chance. Good people, this is your part of the video. Go like the video, and I'll know you want us to do more of these.
We'd probably do the Yes album.
Yes, yes, actually, that's a good one. And then actually, I would like to do some of the albums around this one as well, because we're going to talk about this album in a second. In all seriousness, I read the wiki page. Did you read the wiki page, Cody?
I did, yeah,
Okay.
Skimmed it. It was interesting.
So yeah, we're going to talk about this album and how it was made and everything. And I think it'd be interesting to listen to their album before this one where they had a different singer, which I think that would be interesting.
What?
But,
really?
Well, hold on. I'll get to the story in a second. So that's, okay. So for the rest of the video, when I refer to the phrase you people or the olds or the commenters, I'm talking to all of you jerk faces that decided you were going to be mean and leave mean comments on our videos because we happen to like all the other Yes videos that we've done on the channel. We enjoyed Fragile. We enjoyed Close to the Edge. What more do you want from us? Just because
We're doing more of these because we like them.
Just because I don't want the bass to be the god of the band and like be the most important thing, because the bass is definitely the most boring instrument. Okay, there's literally no argument you could give to me where you can convince me that the bass is any sort of an interesting part of the band whatsoever. Okay, the bass is meant to just be the root tone, low frequencied across the entire song. No one needs to deedly-dee on the bass, okay? And the dude, what's this guy's name? Wes Claypool or whatever his name is? I don't even know.
Les Claypool?
Victor Wooten or something, like the bass player for this band. Okay, he might be the greatest bass player of all time. That's great, but saying you're the best bass player of all time is like saying you're the greatest whatever, like the greatest Jacksonville Jaguar, okay? Those guys are never going to win a championship. They suck, okay? And I don't know anything else I can't think of another good analogy for that, but you guys understand. people who suck in general. Bassists and drummers are a dime a dozen. Anyone can be a bassist. Anyone can be a drummer. Nowadays, nobody even needs a bass player because you literally just program the root tone into Metallica. They didn't need a bass player, and they're clearly a way better band than Stupid Yes.
The Doors didn't need a bass player.
Lots of bands. Nowadays, you don't see Billie Eilish with a bass player, do you? That would be really stupid, and you're dumb if you think that. So, for the rest of the video...
You're just going to name drop as many modern bands as you can.
But I can't mention Taylor Swift. Because the amount of comments we got about me going back... just go back to listening to Taylor Swift. Just go listen to Taylor Swift. Would you rather this be a reaction to the new Taylor Swift album, Showgirl, or whatever it's called? The Life and Times of a Showgirl, or whatever it is? Because here's the thing, okay? I don't like Taylor Swift. And this is not me defending. I enjoyed Taylor Swift's album 1989. And my favorite album of hers is Speak Now, when she was bit country moving into the pop stuff. Have I heard Taylor Swift albums? Yes. Am I ashamed of that? No. When I reference things, we've had a problem with this on the channel here, Cody, and you guys all need to understand. When I reference bands like Slipknot and Korn and people like Billie Eilish and Taylor Swift, it's because I'm comparing what we're listening to the most popular thing on the planet at the time, right? So Chris Parker thinks that Korn is like one of my favorite bands of all time because I reference them all the time. The reason for that is because when I was in high school, Korn had top 40 pop hits. Korn was on the radio, like regular pop radio, with several songs, right? Yeah, sure. And so that's why I reference Korn in a lot of our videos with heavier music, because they were a heavy band that broke through into the absolute mainstream. And so I think it's interesting to talk about them sometimes with that in mind, with that context. Same thing with Taylor Swift. But the amount of comments we've gotten on our Fragile and Close to the Edge videos that I need to go back to just listening to Taylor Swift, I don't even remember mentioning Taylor Swift in either of those videos.
So.
That's how unimportant it was. So, okay. So that's that thing. Now, because y'all were so mean, we're going to take our time getting into this video and doing this reaction. For all the good people out there...
This reaction's for us, not for you.
All the good people out there, there are timestamps in the video. The olds don't know how to use those, okay? They don't know how to scrub the timeline. They don't know how to click see more in the description to find the actual information because they're too old. They're out of touch with technology. They think yes sounds good. They don't know, okay? So all of you who understand and know and are hip with the modern way things work around here, you can go to the timeline, you can scrub to where we start the music or any of your favorite song off this album or whatever. You can also look in the description. So thank you for doing that. You can skip all this, but we are going to take our time getting into this video. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to pour myself a beverage. And it's not going to be some hoity-toity wine or some dumb crap that these olds are out there drinking. And it's not going to be...
They probably want you to have a glass of whiskey on the rocks.
Yeah, and it ain't going to be a Budweiser. It's going to be a Mountain Dew Code Red. Suck on that, you olds.
And I got orange cream Coke.
Now, to be fair, because I want to make sure I don't gain more weight now after my transplant and everything. By the way, you dumb old people, I have leukemia. So feel like crap for talking crap to a cancer patient right here, okay? I've been battling cancer for a year. Feel like crap about yourself.
Make a joke about his bald head.
Yeah, do it. Do it. There are, yes. Oh, I've never heard that before. And then people are always like, oh my God, I was looking for your channel and I saw you have cancer. I'm so sorry. I'm like, dude, don't worry about it. Okay, so speaking of cancer, I do want to say...
Nice.
I do want to say, and this is serious here, we are now in the greatest month of the year, October. And October is great for many reasons. It's great for the fact that it's my birth month, which is great. I get to celebrate my 39th birthday next week, and I am not losing sight of the fact that I would maybe not necessarily be having a birthday. So that's a really special thing. Also, I love Halloween. I love celebrating horror movies and all that stuff, so that's great too. But one of the other things here in the United States, October is Cancer Awareness Month. So I just want to say real quickly, if anyone out there, if you haven't ever thought about possibly becoming a donor, it is a very simple and easy process. I myself on April 6th or April 4th of this year received a bone marrow transplant, and I probably would not still be here if that transplant didn't work. And the reason it worked was because there were enough people in the registry of donors. It's a worldwide registry, so wherever you're at in whatever country, you might be in a country that forces you to register, and that may be a little controversial,
Really?
but I know Germany, I think, is one of those countries that has everyone that's like able-bodied and stuff is automatically put on the registry.
I like that more than a war draft.
Yeah, for sure. And my doctor was saying that they have every year they do multiple 10 out of 10 donor matches from Germany because of that.
Cool.
And there are several other countries I think in Europe that do that too. But regardless, it's a worldwide registry, and I had over 200 perfect 10 out of 10 matches. And so my doctor was able to go through and find the perfect match for me specifically. And I'm very lucky that he found someone. It was in the United States. I don't know who that person is, and I'm not allowed to contact them for another 3 years or so. But I just want to say it's a very, for my specific type of cancer with bone marrow, with leukemia, it's a very minimally invasive process. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I just want to encourage anybody who thinks that if you're relatively healthy, of any age, any body size, because for me, they were trying to find someone who was a bigger, heftier guy. And not just young, skinny people aren't the best donors. It's not necessarily like that. You want to find someone that's around the same age, same sex, and that is the same relative size. And they managed to find that for me because there were so many donors. So if anyone is curious about learning more about that, I want to say head to here in the United States, we have cancer.gov, which is the National Cancer Institute. You can find out anything you need to know there. And another great way to find out information about that is to go to the website of wherever your local big hospital is. So like whatever city or county or state or country that you live in, whatever the big hospital is that's nearest to you, they'll have a website, and on their website there will be links to all sorts of things about how you can help out with cancer. And that can also be donating your time. And it doesn't just have to be donating, for example, your bone marrow, which again is a minimally invasive process. I was given blood multiple times throughout this entire process, and I was given specifically platelets more times than I can even count. So to the people who donated platelets and blood, they're just as important as the people who donate the actual bone marrow. So I want everyone to just realize that, think about it, and if anything you can do to help is really appreciated. And I also want to say, as a part of this, if you have someone in your life that is dealing with cancer, do not be afraid to talk to them about it, because I experienced firsthand multiple people who were very uncomfortable being around me for the last year and a half because they didn't know how to act. And I wouldn't have known how to act around a person who had cancer because I wouldn't have had any idea or any understanding of it. But I just want to say, you don't have to be understanding. You just have to be there for the person, and whether that's sitting and listening or talking about something else entirely. But don't be afraid. Don't shy away from or avoid people who have cancer, because they need communication just like everybody else does. And the person who has cancer is probably not going to be afraid to talk about it. They want to share the goods and the bads and everything about the process they've been going through. So don't shy away from it. And if you have anyone in your life that's dealing with it, or that's been suffering through it, or that's been even years ago, don't be afraid to talk to them. Now's a good time to bring it up. So as we're celebrating Cancer Awareness Month, I just wanted to go through and say all that stuff and get that, do that. I've been doing that in all of our videos here in October.
Nice.
And I think it's important to do that. I also want to say, I just took a shower before we started recording, and I dyed my facial hair because my nephew Hunter is getting confirmation on Sunday, and I'm his sponsor, and so I wanted to look nice for that. What else? I want to show, I want to, this is a fun little plug here. This is a book that I bought recently. It's a book called Dumbledore: The Life and Lies of Hogwarts' Renowned Headmaster: An Unofficial Exploration by Irvin Cateman. You can see how to spell his name there. This is a guy that I've been working with for about 5 years or so now, I think 5-6 years. And he's on one of the podcasts that I edit. And the reason I bring this up is because he has just recently released a brand new book that is, it's basically this kind of a book. This is his analysis of Dumbledore as a character, as a person. It's very interesting. He's a very good author. A lot of the times when people just write a book about something they're super passionate about, doesn't necessarily mean the writing is like superior writing, you know? He's a fantastic writer, very intelligent person, very intellectual, person who does lots of research. He loves research. He's an accountant by day. And but it's still very easily accessible. And if you're familiar with Harry Potter, I highly recommend this because you'll learn a lot of things about it that you didn't know, even if you think you're an expert. But the reason I bring it up is he just released a brand new book that is this same type of a book. I haven't been able to get a copy of it yet, but it is an in-depth analysis of the Malfoy family. So Narcissa and Draco and Lucius, and a look at their family and their role in the series, and breaking down everything that he could find about them, including articles and references to many different other papers that he's written over the years and things like that. And I started reading this the other day, and even though I'm not super into Harry Potter anymore, even though I edit a Harry Potter podcast every week, I was really impressed with this book. So if you are a Harry Potter fan, which I'm sure all of you olds out there don't even know what Harry Potter is, think of it basically like Star Wars, but better than that for newer generations and people who actually know what good special effects look like, and actually well-written stories and well-acted movies are like. That's what Harry Potter is. And also there's no stupid space battles and crap like that. And there's no ships the size of planets or anything like that. But if you are a fan of Harry Potter, in all seriousness, check out Irvin Cateman here. This book, I found this just at a half-price bookstore in the local town sort of near me, and his new book should be everywhere, mostly everywhere books are sold. It might get to some Targets and stuff eventually, I think, but for now, Barnes & Noble, half-price books, different bookstores around the country. So check that out if that sounds like something you're interested in. I also want to point out just again, hey, this is something for the olds, because you're so old, you might actually have met this guy in real life. I bought this recently, and I posted about it on Facebook, and it's the most interacted comment post that I've ever had on Facebook. This is an autographed picture of the world's tallest man to have ever lived, Robert Wadlow, who passed away in 1940. And throughout the 20s and the 30s, he kind of toured the United States as sort of a sideshow type thing, but it was always just himself and his family. He was a very nice man. He was from Alton, Illinois. You can go to Alton and you can see his grave where they still have him out, so you can see how big his casket was and everything. They have a statue of him in downtown Alton, and he's also very famous for being in the Guinness Book of World Records. So every Guinness Book of World Records I think they've sold since the 40s or whatever has a picture of him in there. And there are many people who have really awesome stories associated with this man, and I happened to find this autograph, and I believe it is an authentic autograph of his here on the side in pen. Yeah, it looks like pen. And they wanted $20 for it, but I talked him down to $10. Cody helped me. He was a great wingman at the sale. And so, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. It's a really cool thing that I have that I'll have back here, and I'll put it in a frame eventually.
8'11".
8'11". Yes, he was almost 9 foot tall. Crazy. And one of the things he's famous for is he had to have his shoes specially made for him. So these tailor shops back in the 40s found out about him, and they asked if he would come there and they would make him a pair of shoes. So what they would do is they would make him a pair of shoes, and then they would make a spare one to keep in the window of their shop as a display. So you can still go around to all these really awesome old-timey shoe stores and tailors and find are they called tailors? Or are they like
cobblers?
Cobblers? There you go. All these old cobbler stores, and see his actual shoes. So I just think it's a really cool thing. I've known of this guy for many years. It was fascinating. His wiki page is definitely worth a read if anyone hasn't looked it up. Okay, so I am recording this part now after we've already listened to this whole album and done the reaction. So I don't know if I'm going to stick this at the front or afterwards, but I'm going to make a very big announcement right now. This is something I've been thinking about doing for a long time. And this is kind of going along with the snarkiness that we had at the beginning of the video, and then we kind of left because we were actually paying attention and doing our jobs reacting to the album. but I have decided that I am going to, as a fun project and as a way to stick it to all of you people who think, the olds, who think Yes is like the greatest band in the world, I am going to write, produce, record, edit, mix, and master the greatest prog rock song of all time. It's going to be way better than anything Yes ever did. It's going to sound better production, better quality, better writing, better performing. It's going to be fantastic. And I'm going to like take a week sometime in the next, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And I've been thinking about it for quite a while. And so I've been waiting for us to do this Yes video so I could say, we're done doing Yes. You people ruined it. And so to prove to you that Yes isn't as great as you think it is, I, a person of very little talent, is going to make something better than Yes. And so that was how this idea started. However, the more I think about it, and I'm pretty sure what's going to actually end up happening is I'll either be so frustrated that it's not going to work and I can't do it, or I'll get really into it and I'll start taking it way more seriously. And then I'll end up trying really hard. And it won't, obviously, no matter what I do, it's not going to be as good as Yes. But like, or anything, because I haven't made a song in like over a year, and I haven't released a song in like 6 years. And before that, the last thing I released was in 2008. So we're talking like,
and you really have only heard like 2 prog rock bands.
No, I listen to prog music and stuff.
Prog metal.
But like the idea of this is to make it as stupid as possible. Like I'm going to have different instruments mean different things. I want to try to make it 20 plus minutes long. I'm going to have different sections. I've actually already got it mapped out of what the sections and then the movements within the sections. And I haven't written any music for it. I'm not the kind of person to pick up and write a song. I sit down at a computer and compose a song on a computer with whatever I have around me. And I haven't done any of that. I'm just thinking in my head of what it is. So it's going to be about my cancer. So y'all can't laugh at it when it's done. See how I'm planning ahead already?
Yeah.
I'm going to have certain instruments are going to represent certain aspects of it. I'm going to be including ideas in this that I had, because my original plan was to make an EP eventually of a whole album of like just stuff about my battle with cancer. And so I think I'm going to take a lot of the ideas I had for that and combine them into this and make one long thing. And I have kind of a through line. I'm going to use, like I said, specific instrumentation to mean specific things. I'm going to have wildly different sections in it because that's what Yes does. And the whole point of this is to try to just be outlandish and ridiculous. And I want to try to make it as like pretentious as possible without being able to perform anything with any technical prowess whatsoever. So there will be no technical prowess at all. I'm a terrible musician. And so my plan is to take a week and give myself 1 week to do this.
Yeah.
Which is not a long time. Normally when I make a song though, I work for 2 days. I work for 1 day and I basically make almost all the music, and then I work for like maybe another day it takes a while to write the lyrics, and then one other day recording vocals. That's generally what I do. And that's why I never finish things, because I get it to a really finished state, but I still consider it a demo. And I have probably like 50 songs that I've done over the course of since 2008 that I've never released or done anything with at a very finished state. With if I just did a little bit more work on the vocals, it would basically be done. And so my plan is to take a week and not work on anything but this, and just try to have a creative influx and make like the greatest prog rock song of all time, which again is a huge joke. I have to set that up. However, it's going to be way better than Yes, because Yes sucks. But that is my big announcement. And if I never do it, that's fine. I don't care. I don't owe anybody anything. But I want to do this. I think it'll be very fun. I think the last musical project that I did was every song was a different genre of music. And so I know that I can make different sounding things sound cohesive together. And so I have fun ideas for this. Fun ideas for this. The only thing is that I would like to have some guitar like solo stuff in it. And I have done guitar solos in the past that I'm very proud of that I think are okay, but I don't like the simplicity of them would be a laughable to someone that likes Yes, which would contribute to the joke.
Yeah.
However, if I really want it to be really good and I'm like super proud of it, I may ask someone else to play guitar solo on it. But to me, that's kind of cheating the process of it. So we'll see. I will do some programming of keyboard synths and stuff.
Yeah.
There will be no real drums on this because I have no way to record real drums. And my real drums that I do have are awful. So I will not record real drums. Everything will be programmed with a mouse and a keyboard.
What about the bass?
I do have a bass. I will play bass. And I will have synth bass in it as well, probably.
Okay.
So there will be real bass. Definitely better than Chris Squire ever thought about playing ever. Better sound, better bass guitar, better bass performing, obviously.
Yeah.
Better bass part. But everything will, for the most part, be made with like this. I'll be making the entire song like this. That was me putting
Genius at work down here.
Yeah. And so I'm really excited to do this, and I don't know when I'm going to do this. But my goal was going to be to do this in between when we move from Yes to doing the next band that we do.
Sure.
So
sounds like, I mean, it's October. It sounds like a good winter project.
yeah, well, again, and I want to minimally give myself, like, I have to give myself limits.
Yeah.
So like if in that week I make all the music and then it takes me a while to write good lyrics and stuff for it, if I even want to try to write good lyrics for it, then I will do that. But like I said, I've got ideas for stuff. I've got the whole song structured out, and then I just have to fill in what each part is, which I don't know what it is. But I have an idea for like movements and then parts within the movements, and they're going to be numbered with Roman numerals, so it's going to be great and really pretentious. I want to make it like as pretentious as possible, and I'm going to write like write up a PowerPoint presentation that goes with the song that like at this point this means this and this is this and you should interpret this as this and this is in reference to this. You know, I would love to make like a PowerPoint that moves with the song that like has pictures and stuff included. I think that'd be so stupid, like just overly complicated.
You know what you're the best at? You're the best at talking over music, so you could just record yourself explaining it.
I literally thought about doing that as well. And then that gave me the idea to make a song that is literally about how you make a song, and like have the lyrics of the song be like, and now I'm singing the first verse. Here's the first verse, and it has to rhyme, you know, whatever. And just like make a really terrible like children's song that's like that, and then but also make it a way to incorporate like, here's what reverb sounds like, ba 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 ba, here's a little reverb, you know, this is what it sounds like in a room, like this is what you guys have to look forward to. So that's my big announcement, and I think it's going to be a fun project to work on and totally different from anything we do on the channel. This is not going to turn into me making music channel. That's not the point of it at all. But I want it to be from the perspective of Yes sucks, the fans of Yes suck, old suck, and and me, a young, can make something better than your youngs back in the olden days could do, which is again, is tongue in cheek.
100% true, though.
It's 100% true. Yes, 100%. I'm a way better musician than all the guys in this band, and I'm a way better vocalist than John Anderson, obviously. So yeah, that's what you guys have to look forward to. I don't know where I'm going to put this in the video, but.
I don't know where it would be best.
So we'll see. Okay, so speaking of Wikipedia, let's get into Yes, the band that you're all here for. I just want to point out that since the last time we recorded, I was looking through my records. I'll go through my Yes records again real quick just so everyone knows. I do have a copy of this one. This is an original copy. We're going to be listening to the 2008, I believe it is the 2004 remaster, which I have on the CD here. This is an original copy of the vinyl. And I believe you have the vinyl too, right, Cody?
Nope.
No.
I'm jealous of your Yes collection.
Yeah. So I also have Drama.
Okay, so that was the last one before this. That's interesting because apparently that was a really low-selling record.
And it was because he did not have his
main guy.
John Anderson, this is a solo album of his.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
He was not in the band. But since last time we recorded, I was looking through my records. I moved around all of my records and put them in a different room, and I found this album that I did not know that I had. So this is the album we reacted to last time.
It's such good shape.
I wish I would have. Yeah, it is in pretty good shape. I wish I would have had it to show everybody last time.
Did we get hate for hating on the cover of that?
I don't think so.
I think I hated on it.
I know you really loved, and you said the cover of Fragile is like one of your favorite album covers of all time. So speaking of Wikipedia, I want to talk a little bit about the Wikipedia article for this album. I went and read the whole article yesterday, and I found it very interesting. And Cody, I think you kind of skimmed it, but one of the things I found that was most interesting, I think, was that basically Yes broke up before this album. They released Drama, I believe. Can you double check that and make sure that this
Drama was the last album with the other guy.
1980. So they released this album, and John Anderson had left the band before that. So John Anderson, this is the vocalist for Yes, is not on this album at all. It says Trevor Horn, vocals and bass, Jeff Downs, keyboards and vocoder, Steve Howe, guitars and vocals, Chris Squire, bass, vocals and piano, really unimportant man. And then we have Alan White, percussion and vocals. So a lot of those are sort of different names, I think, than we saw on their earlier albums. Here we have John Anderson, Bill. It's a Binlord. Really interesting. Terrible font there. John Anderson, Steve Howe, Chris Squire, and Rick Wakeman. Rick Wakeman was the keyboard player, but their first... Yeah. So it was kind of complicated how this worked, but from what I remember, I'm not going to look it up and like read from the Wikipedia word for word. Basically, Yes broke up in 1981 because Drama was such a bad album for them, I guess, and bad performing, and people, it just wasn't good. And so from what I gathered and remember, they broke up, and then this guy named Trevor Horn was working on some solo material of his own. And that solo material is what formed the basis of this entire album, including Owner of a Lonely Heart, Changes, and some of the other things. And so two of the guys from Yes, and people who are big Yes fans will probably already know this, but I just want to kind of, we knew, researching this a little bit, I found it interesting. Mm-hmm. Two of the members of Yes joined him, and they formed a new band called Cinema. And so this was supposed to be an album, the first album by the band called Cinema. Well, they recorded demos and stuff, and it took them a long time. And they were what they did was they brought back the first keyboardist for Yes, who played on their very first album and then left. Remember when we did Fragile, we were talking about how their keyboardist left because he didn't want to start including new stuff. He wanted to just keep using his organs and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so they brought him back again, and I'm sorry I don't remember his name, but they brought him back. And so the band consisted, I believe, of Squire, of the guitar player and the bass player, or maybe the bass player and the drummer, and then the keyboarder of old Yes. And so they made these demos, and the record label was like, we don't know, we don't care necessarily for the lead vocals. It'd be really cool if you could get John Anderson to do these vocals. And so they got John Anderson to try to come back and sing on it. And then the record label was like, you'd sell more copies if you just called yourself Yes. And Trevor Rabin was kind of like, what? What's going on? And so they kind of took the project away from him, even though he was still definitely the main producer, main guy on this. Yeah. But it is a Yes album because John Anderson came back. He did lead vocals with Trevor Rabin doing background vocals. And so this album, I believe, and then their next three albums are pretty unique in the Yes catalog because they have sort of dual vocalists.
Oh, okay.
And when we listen to this, Cody, I've told you multiple times, especially about the song Leave It, having these crazy, awesome, huge vocal harmonies and stuff. I think the fact that they had everyone in the band that could sing really well, and then this Trevor Rabin guy writing a lot of the stuff, the songs are more accessible. He was trying to write poppier songs. He is a progressive musician. He had released 2 solo albums before that. And so for all of the good people out there watching, I want everyone to know you cannot, Trevor Rabin in I think it was 2008 or 2000, later in the 2000s, maybe it's 2014. I read a lot of dates yesterday, but he released an album called 90124, which is what this album was originally supposed to be called, because they called it that because it's the catalog number for the album. Mm-hmm. And it was supposed to be 90124 for months and months and months. leading up to the release of the album, but in some countries around the world, they couldn't get that number. So they changed it to 90125, and that's why the album is called that. But Trevor Rabin released a solo album called 90124 that includes all the original early demos of just, I believe, him doing some of this stuff. So I managed, but that album is not on Spotify that I could find anywhere. It's not under the name of Cinema. It's not under Trevor Rabin, both of those. There's a lot of bands called Cinema, by the way, but this was never an official band. So this band, this version of Cinema is not on Spotify. I want everyone to know we want to do our due diligence here, since this is probably going to be our last Yes video. I went yesterday and found a copy of 90124, and so I have it, Cody, in a hard drive that I'll send to you a little bit later. And I want us to go through, and if we like a song on this album, and there's a version of it on his original demo tape, I want us to check that out before the video's over. So, like, I know for a fact, Owner of a Lonely Heart, there's a very early, like 1981 or 1982 demo that he did himself of the song, singing it and everything.
Cool.
So I think it would be really interesting to hear that. Now, the deluxe edition of this that came out in 2004 does have several different versions of several of the songs. So there's the song Leave It, which is the single remix, which is just a shorter version of it. Then a bonus song called Make It Easy. So we're going to listen to that. I don't think we'll listen to the single remix of Leave It. We'll see if it sounds any different, but I don't think it will. Then It Can Happen, which is one of the songs from the album. That's the Cinema version. So that would probably be an earlier demo version. The track It's Over, which it says has been previously unreleased before this. And then there's an extended version of Owner of a Lonely Heart. We don't need to listen to that. And then the Leave It a cappella version. We can listen to that if you feel like it'd be interesting, Cody, but otherwise I'll leave that up to you. Okay. And then we can check out that other album when we're done with this. Okay? I have it on a Google Drive folder. I have to go find it and stuff. But I wanted us to do our due diligence here and show everybody that we can learn about the band. We can do some extra stuff, go the extra mile. And we want to do that for you wonderful Yes fans who aren't the olds, and show you that we do appreciate you guys. So, with all of that being said, Cody, do you have anything you would like to bring up before we get into anything?
No, I guess not. I'm glad to be getting back into Yes. We love them so much.
Mm-hmm. And this is going to be vastly different, right? Of these songs, do you think you've heard any of the songs other than Owner of a Lonely Heart?
I don't think so.
Okay. I think you might recognize Changes.
Okay.
And then Leave It is like my favorite song on here and is definitely my favorite Yes song, especially even including the ones that we've heard so far. Okay. I will say, just as a general thought, like I enjoyed the long Yes songs that we heard, and I really do enjoy long songs. And like I'm excited to look on here and see that like there's 539, 515, 616. You know, the last track Hearts is 734. So there are longer songs on here, but they're more approachable long songs. Mm-hmm. The like 20-minute long songs and stuff, I enjoyed those, but Yes never really did kind of what I wanted them to do with it, and they didn't really go the places I wanted them to really. Yeah. So I would say I'm definitely a bit more of a like I think Yes's whole catalog I would be more it would, how do I even say this? I think I would enjoy their more accessible stuff more. Sure. And that's what we're going to get a lot of here. So I'm excited to hear it. It's going to be completely different production. Because we're deep into the 80s here. So we're going to be hearing lots of reverb, huge drums. I don't think the bass is going to be as important. I think it's going to be more of what you would expect in pop music, but we'll have to see. We'll pay attention to it as we go through. Yeah. And I also want to say, I just remembered that the song Cinema on here, which is 2 minutes and 9 seconds, it's an instrumental song, and they won a Grammy for that, for best rock performance.
Oh,
which I think is kind of crappy for them to win a Grammy for a 2-minute long song. Like, why not give them a Grammy for like one of their 25-minute long songs? You know what I mean? I mean, I know they don't have a long one on here, but it's best rock performance.
Does that Grammy still exist?
I think so. Yeah, because that's the one that always people win it that aren't rock artists.
Yeah, it's such like a broad.
And they do that for metal as well, like best metal performance, and they nominate like music videos for it instead of live performances.
Oh, geez.
So it's kind of a controversial topic.
Okay, well, I guess I'll reserve judgment till I hear it. Maybe it's the best rock song of all time.
I was going to say as well, you know how there were different names on Drama on here?
Yeah.
Two of the guys who were in Yes at this time left Yes when they quit Yes, and they formed the band Asia.
Oh, okay.
So that's why they have the same artwork, same
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
It is dudes from
Okay.
from
I always knew Asia was a super group.
yeah.
And I don't know who else got pulled into Asia, but I never really knew what bands they came from because they don't sound like Yes. So that's cool.
I mean, I think it sounds like this type of Yes.
Okay, maybe.
You know, I mean, what's the famous Asia song?
Oh, I don't know.
I know, right? There's one that
Heat of the moment.
Yeah, and I can't even think of that off the top of my head. So, but I think of it more as just sort of like more accessible kind of rock music. But maybe, I don't know, let us know in the comments if we should look at Asia at some point.
Yeah.
But only
That's
if the
like-
olds don't follow us over there. So, okay. All right, so we're back with Yes. We're here. We're ready to go. I'll keep this handy for us to look if we want to check out the book or anything like that.
Did they do anything interesting on this inner sleeve? No.
You can't really tell, but this is a very cyan color.
Yeah.
And it just has the words to the song. And I did.
So it sounds like I love the artwork on like all the Yes stuff.
Yep.
It sounds like I read on Wikipedia that they had already started making this cover before they decided to be Yes again.
Yeah.
And that's why it's different.
Yep.
But it's kind of cool for a revival. I mean, it's
very 80s looking. You know.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
very
like,
80s feeling.
I only know one song on this, but like the style of their album covers, it screams 70s to me. You know.
Yeah. So
I think it was probably a smart
elements.
move.
Yeah. Yep. And if you just compare it to their album before this, I mean, for goodness sake, it's completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different in tone and everything.
I have this one here, and I always thought this was an 80s album because it's like pretty modern looking. It has the old logo.
Yep.
But it's like it's like before that one you have.
Okay,
So, I don't
interesting. So,
Yeah.
so this line, as far as I understand, I believe this line. Oh, by the way, they do have the keyboardist on this album is their original keyboardist back, and he came in and he wanted to. If you remember, he was kind of a drama queen, and then he didn't want to. So he came in and started working with the band, and he was not really jiving with them because he didn't want to incorporate all the new modern like synths and stuff.
Yeah.
And so the main guy, Trevor Rabin, he played a lot of the keyboards and stuff on this album. So the other guy was just sort of a live performer with them.
Huh.
And they had another guy that was going to do that. But when this guy came back, they were like, we can call it Yes now after John. And so that guy was like, I'm out of here. So that guy left, and this guy came back, and he kind of begrudgingly played all the synth parts. But I know that I was reading in there that they had trouble with some of the songs, and the singer, John Anderson, actually sang his entire vocal part into this machine that allowed them to play his words when they wanted to try to play his performance on like some sort of a synth thing to play his performance because the timing was a little bit off. And
Interesting.
they spent like weeks doing this, and it didn't work.
So was this digitally recorded, or
I don't think so.
interesting?
But it didn't. That process that they were trying to do ended up not working.
Okay.
And so they spent weeks and weeks, more weeks and weeks, re-recording the whole thing. And I believe that was that might have been for Leave It, or it might have been for Hold On. Is there a song called Hold? Yeah, Hold On, maybe. I'm not quite sure, but there's a whole section of it on the wiki page about that, and I thought that was kind of interesting. And I looked up the machine that they were using because I was like, "What is this?" But I do know that on this album, and you'll be able to hear it multiple times, they took samples of sounds and loaded it into a machine that then allowed them to play that sample on a keyboard.
Yeah, I can picture it in "Owner of a Lonely Heart."
That that's exactly. It's a very famous sample that he was using. Trevor Rabin, by the way, I was going to look him up on Wikipedia to tell you the movie scores he's done because you literally wouldn't believe it. I've got him right here. But he was a producer for other people's albums, and they used that sample on whatever album he was recording at the time when they were working on this. And he was like, "Hey, can I use this on my album too?" And they were like, "Sure." And then it ended up being one of the most iconic moments in any Yes song ever. And it's from it's a famous like brass section sample from something.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna go through and read some of his. So he was on 90125, Big Generator, Union, and the album Talk from Yes. So that's 83, 87, 91, and 94. So he was on 4 Yes albums. So film scores. I'm just going to go through some of these, okay? Con Air, Armageddon, Enemy of the State, Jack Frost, Deep Blue Sea, Gone in 60 Seconds, Remember the Titans, The Sixth Day, American Outlaws, Rockstar, The One, Bad Company, Kangaroo Jack, Torque, The Exorcist, The Beginning, National Treasure, Coach Carter, The Great Raid, Glory Road, Snakes on a Plane, Gridiron Gang, lot of sports movies. Flyboys, Hot Rod, National Treasure, Book of Secrets 2, Get Smart, 12 Rounds, Race to Witch Mountain, Sorcerer's Apprentice, I Am Number 4, Grudge Match, The Misfits, and like huge, like the dude has to be rolling in dough.
Yeah.
He also did
no movies that you would think like, hey, I love the soundtrack in that.
Exactly, which is kind of
But
weird.
he's just like a session guy almost. I mean,
And then
I don't want to downplay his contributions,
Right.
but I bet he was making bank.
Yes, and he also got, a lot of those were, he was like a co-composer with very famous other people like Thomas Newman and maybe even John Williams.
He probably did the work while all these other guys were
Right.
getting the credit.
He also did the TV scores for 0 Hour, 12 Monkeys, Agent X, Digiman, National Treasure, Edge of History. And then he's done a lot of stuff. So this guy is actually really, he was in a band before before Yes called Rabbit with 2 B's and 2 T's.
Wait, is those the albums I just bought with the W on the front?
Let's check. I don't think so. It says Rabbitt.
Oh, okay.
But he released three albums with them. So Boys Will Be Boys, A Croak and a Grunt in the Night, and Morning Light. Because I was gonna say, didn't you just buy a band called Rabbit?
Yeah, WRABIT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so different band.
Yeah.
But they released albums in 75, 77. Oh, actually, that was a single. So albums in 75, 70, and 77.
Okay.
And then there's some bonus stuff that they released. So, and he did have solo albums as well. His solo albums are from 77, 79, 81, 89, 2003, 2003 an archival compilation, which is when he released 90124. So he was probably working on that stuff when they were working on remastering the album that we're going to listen to. And then also, by the way, he released an album called Jacaranda in 2012, and in 2023 he released an album called Rio, which might be interesting to check out. And it's on Inside Out Music, which is really interesting because that's the like big prog metal record label.
He did the theme song to NBA on TNT.
Really? Wow. Dude, this dude's a cool guy.
Yeah.
So I think, and his influence is all over this. I mean, he wrote, I think, a majority of this album. So...
Cool.
All right, everybody. I think that a lot of that was good information, and we had fun talking about it.
Sure, people won't be mad about anything we said.
No, I don't think so. Okay, we were recording again. Sorry, at some point where I was talking there, the video got cut off. So I don't remember exactly what I was saying, but hopefully I was finishing, or I was making fun of the olds or something. So we got everything going again. That's the disc, what the disc looks like for this on the CD, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to read what it says on the front in the book here. It's got a picture of the guys, and it says, I like that it uses the color from the vinyl record.
Oh, yeah.
This is the same color, which is neat. It says, it was more than a Yes reunion. It was Yes reimagined, a contemporary band for the 80s, not a band relying on a legion of dedicated fans, the olds, and a hefty catalog of great songs, although they certainly had both. Debatable. Yes, this Yes could appeal to a new audience, unfamiliar or even uninterested in past glories. 90215 made Yes as much of the 80s as the 90215 made Yes as much of the 80s as the Yes album Fragile and Close to the Edge were of the previous decade. That's a bad sentence. But it almost didn't happen. In fact, this Yes was actually a brand new group. And then it goes through and tells kind of the story. But one of the things I forgot was it says, basically in 1981, the band disbanded because their album Drama wasn't working when they were trying to play it live. So it says Chris Squire and Alan White stuck together, contemplating a supergroup of their own with Jimmy Page, then fresh from Led Zeppelin. That didn't work out, although depending on who you ask, some of the ideas from those sessions would later be used in Page's next supergroup, The Firm, which also featured ex-Free and Bad Company frontman Paul Rogers. So, and then it says... in any case, Squire and White moved on and recorded a single co-written with Squire and White or something. former King Crimson and ELP lyricist Pete Sinfeld. So they wrote a Run with the Fox, which was a song that was written by King Crimson and ELP guy, with Chris Squire on lead vocals.
Okay.
And so and then eventually they met up with Trevor Rabin, and then it talks about how Trevor Rabin is kind of the mastermind of this album and stuff. And then John Anderson joined later. So
cool.
Okay, let's take a look at this. I've got it up here. First track, 335 million plays. Yes, his most played song, I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to click on it and look at it, but this is exactly what we've got. Same thing as the CD. Owner of a Lonely Heart extended remix, which is 702. It adds 3 minutes, which is kind of interesting.
They must have put out like a 12-inch version.
I'm guessing. Yeah, and then the single remix of Leave It is 352, but the regular version of Leave It is 413. So it's like only 20 seconds shorter.
Yeah, interesting.
So yeah,
that was even.
We'll have to listen to it and see if it's a completely different mix.
Yeah.
Because maybe it's a completely different mix.
It's probably just like a shorter intro or something for radio.
Well, but also like I was telling you kind of with Depeche Mode, when they released their singles collection, it was completely different mixes.
Yeah.
Like they literally went in and it was a different mix with different reverb and different effects. And in some cases, different takes. So, all right. Do you remember the last time you heard Owner of a Lonely Heart?
Yeah. No, probably the last time I played Vice City. I don't know.
And I mean, they still play it on the radio a lot. So if you
I've heard it so many times. I can sing this whole song.
Right. So, but have you ever listened to it on headphones? Was going to be a question I was going to ask.
Definitely not.
It'll be really interesting to hear then.
Yeah.
And also keep in mind kind of what we heard with the Yes before, and we're now jumping 10 years ahead of that. So, okay. Owner of a Lonely Heart. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
In 3, 2, 1. Also, Cody, I did leave it in lossless, so this can be a test to see if it's Chris or if it's you or if it's lossless. Cowbell.
Yeah.
Oh, I did read that the reason the guitars sound so heavy on this song because they're double tracked and stuff. Trevor Rabin or the guitar player, one of the two, had heard that or done it on a project for someone else, and they were like, "Whoa, this sounds awesome!" And so that's why they did it, rather than having the typical like 2 guitars doing different things on the sides.
Okay.
Vocals spread wide. Oh, I love it. Much better than a...
Yeah.
This is such a good chorus. And it's just the same thing repeated 4 times, you know?
Yeah. It blew my mind when I found out this was a Yes song.
As someone who's like a big fan of Depeche Mode and stuff too, I hear that all over this, you know? Or this probably influenced Depeche Mode a lot as well, you know? It goes both ways. This album actually reminds me of one of my favorite 80s albums, which is by the band Naked Eyes, who did Always Something There to Remind You, or remind me. Piano on the side. Very groovy. Now get ready for it to get weird. I love it. We'll pause after this song is over then, too. Talk about it.
You know, the bass line is still kind of what I think about with this song.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely
still prominent.
Yes, it's very much one of the defining parts. And it's just the same thing over and over. I can't believe Chris Squire didn't die of boredom playing this song. And I kind of mean that in a serious way. You know, he seemed like a very serious musician.
Well, he left because they didn't let him... Or no, this was the keyboard.
That's the keyboard player, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's so nice listening to this.
Yeah. But yeah, I could see it going from early Yes bass stuff to...
Yeah. I think the other songs are more Yes-like. So.
Okay. Interesting.
And there are still a lot of really impressive runs and things in this song. You know?
Yeah, sure.
Much better than... The way they did that is so perfect. And then this part too. Iconic.
I don't know what he's saying there.
I think this song is mostly led by John Anderson. So it's the Yes vocals we're familiar with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can tell.
But remember, there are co-lead vocals on some songs with Trevor.
Yeah.
And then get ready for every damn song to fade out. I still don't have my chalk.
He was saying new stuff still at the end there.
Well, that's why fade outs are stupid. But I'm sure the extended version. Probably does. Or it probably does fade out, but there's a
but he probably finishes his thought.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to say there, and this is something that I've thought about a lot, and I've never really talked about it in a video, and I don't even really know if it's a big point or anything, but like, I really enjoy, in the 80s, it seemed like in pop music, and I think a lot of this is thanks to Michael Jackson. Can you look up when Michael Jackson's album Thriller came out?
It's 81, right? 82.
Okay, and then when was his album before that? That was Bad before that, I think?
Oh, was it Off the Wall?
I'm not sure.
Oh gosh, I hate when it's like the previous album was the soundtrack to E.T.
Oh yeah,
and then you click on it and then you had One Day and that's a compilation. Off the Wall was 79, so he had a few years between.
And
those.
which songs are on 79? Off the Wall.
That one had a bunch of singles. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You.
But Bad and Billie Jean and Smooth Criminal were all on Thriller?
No, Bad was on Bad. Billie Jean was on
So Bad's Thriller. Before that?
No, Bad was after. Bad was
on Thriller?
No, Bad was on like 84 or something.
What's the name? Bad was after Thriller. Thriller's the name of his album, right? The most selling album of all time and all that
Bad
stuff.
was 87.
Really? Yeah. I did not know that. I thought Bad was older. That's really interesting.
There was 5 years between those albums.
Okay, so for everybody watching, if you want us to do Michael Jackson reactions, that I would be interested in that because I've only ever heard the singles ever, and I've never listened to Thriller, the album, all the way through.
What's funny is you've probably heard every song on Thriller.
I know that's why it's so many crazy. Hits. But that's why I thought. But is Smooth Criminal, and then I know Billie Jean's on there.
No, Smooth Criminal's not. Wanna Be Starting Something, Baby Be Mine, The Girl's Mine, Thriller, Beat It, Billie Jean.
Oh, Beat It.
Maybe you're thinking of Beat It instead of Bad.
That's what it is. So Beat It, Billie Jean, and Thriller are the 3 big songs. I mean, they're all big songs.
Wanna Be Starting Something, PYT was a big hit too.
PYT's on there too? Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason I bring that up is because Michael Jackson, which song was it that I think it's Beat It that has that crazy solo by Jimmy Page on it?
Yeah.
Or whoever I think it was Jimmy Page, right?
I don't know, it was Jimmy Page, but yeah, Beat It has the guitar solo.
So, and that was from that night before this album.
That was on Thriller. 82, November of 82. So I don't know.
Okay, so around the same time they were making this.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry, that was a long tangent to go through, but that was interesting for me because I don't know a lot of the history of Michael Jackson at all.
Van Halen, by the way, just so we get that right.
Oh, Van Halen. Okay. But something that I've always enjoyed about 80s pop music is that for no reason whatsoever, there can just be shredding guitar
Yeah.
in a pop song. You know, that's or heavy distorted guitar, which is just something that doesn't happen nowadays with pop music at all. I mean, pop music nowadays is way different, but like I really love the song by Paula Abdul. I just heard it on the radio yesterday, and I just had it in my head.
Straight Up.
Yep, straight up. Don't tell me what you're gonna love me forever. Like the guitars in the chorus are pretty heavy guitars. They're spread wide. They're big, and I
think it was the dawn of hair metal being like mainstream, and like Eddie Van Halen was huge.
I think that for sure. And then Jump was what year?
Oh,
sorry,
probably
Cody.
81, 84.
It would be fascinating to listen to that album because that everybody hated that album, right? Except for the billions of people that loved that song and didn't care about Van Halen before that, right? Because that's when they split up and became Van Hagar and all that other crap, and like, right? I don't know. I don't know my history about all that.
I
stuff.
think this is still. I don't know.
But Jump
I don't know much about Van Halen.
Jump is like classic, and it's crazy, and it's the same kind of thing to me as this, right? A band that you could never see doing this song, and then all of a sudden it's a band doing this, and I love it more than I can even say. And so my point was going to be though that like it's really cool to have. I really love bands who have really great talented musicians in them that aren't afraid to just make pop music and then every now and then insert some of their like technical prowess into it.
Sure.
I think that's so cool. And I think we're going to get a lot of that on this album. It's going to be songs that sound like pop songs. And then all of a sudden we'll be like, whoa, that bass riff is crazy. Or that guitar solo was crazy, you know? Mm-hmm. And when I think about all the singles that I love from the 80s, or even stuff like one of my favorite songs of all time, I Ran by Flock of Seagulls, right?
Oh, sure.
The guitars in that song are crazy. You know, even all the stuff from the Kim Wilde song, Kids in America, and then Obsession by whatever that band. Like all the songs from Vice City, they all had crazy shredding guitar solos in them and heavy parts. And it just was a part of pop music. And I think that that's so cool. And even though I do have a bit of a problem with some of the production stuff from the 80s, like I love all the big drum sounds and everything. I don't necessarily like all the reverb on everything. I'm not a big wet reverb guy, but I really like big 80s drums. And I love that a lot of the music from the 80s, I grew up thinking that every instrument I was hearing was like a keyboard synth thing. Because like Depeche Mode never had real drums on their albums, right? So when you listen to Depeche Mode song, you're not listening to someone that sat at a drum kit and played it, right? Martin Gore was doing this, right? And so I thought that a lot of 80s songs, like what we just heard there, would have been a band just playing keyboards like this to do the drums when I was younger. But then what you realize is people found really interesting ways to make the drums sound huge and gigantic with reverb and everything, like ZZ Top and stuff like that, you know, and with Eliminator. And it just completely changed the way music sound completely. And this all digital recording and everything did all of this and allowed you to do post-processing on stuff, which really wasn't possible before. I mean, it was, but it was way harder to do rather than just recording something onto a computer and adding effects to it after the fact. Yeah. And so I love this sound that we're getting from this band. And I think it's really interesting to put it in context with all the other stuff. And it's just something I've never been able to talk about because we don't listen to stuff from the 80s that often on here, you know? Yeah. So I don't know. Would you have any thoughts on all that stuff I was just rambling about there for a while?
No, I think you put it... It took me a long time. For some reason, my brain doesn't work that way. It was like it took me a long time to even like register that Beat It has a really good guitar solo in it. It's like when it gets to that part of the song, it's like, well, this is where I kind of stop singing along, and then it's just a break in the song, and it sounds cool, but it's never like, oh, that sick guitar riff, that Van Halen, and so I don't know. I guess I don't think about the music the same way you, because you kept naming stuff, and I'm like. Yeah, I guess that does have a guitar part in it. And it's like an iconic part of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting, and yeah, I don't have a lot to add to that because I just don't think of music that way.
Yeah, and that's fine. Chris and I were talking about that the other day too. When we did that video with all four of us listening to the Gorillaz, I was really struck by, and I've been thinking, Chris Schoenberg and I talk about this stuff sometimes, but Chris Schoenberg and I just listen to music very differently. And he just was not understanding the atmosphere and the stuff that we were talking about. And Chris Parker and I have talked to him about that before, and he just thinks that we're crazy. Like, he doesn't hear what we're hearing, which is totally valid on his part. Everyone hears music differently, and it's really interesting. And I have said basically my entire adult life that I just don't listen to music the same way other people do. And I think most people do listen to music kind of the same way, and it is on a very surface level. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because, for example, I can't like sing the words to all my favorite songs. Like, I can't do that. So like, I couldn't go on to some, even though I love music more than anything in the whole world, I couldn't go on some show where you have to like finish the lyrics of songs or something.
Right.
Whereas there are people who just have a bank in their memory of like their favorite song lyrics ever, and they can go sing karaoke without looking at the screen,
Well, that's how I am. And I think that's what makes, I say this as, I guess, a viewer is watching. That's why I like watching your stuff sometimes, is because, or just talking to you like this, is you will point out things in the music that I don't think about. And I'm like, oh yeah, that does add to my enjoyment of this. That's probably why this is so catchy. Because really all I can think of, if you ask me about a song later, I'm like, well, it went like this, da, 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 and the words were like this.
Right. And it's so fun. That's why I like talking to people about music.
Yeah.
But it's frustrating sometimes when people don't ever think about why they like something, which, again, this is the whole, Chris Parker and I talk about this all the time. Why is the most important question. And when I started asking myself why I like this, why I do this, why I think this way, it completely changed my life. And I started thinking about that question a lot when I was in college. And it's the most important question we have here on this channel, because I think if you're going to have an opinion, you should be able to back it up. And it frustrates me sometimes when people are just like, I don't know, I just like it. Yeah. It's like, but come on, just think for a little bit. Wouldn't it be a fun thought exercise to think about why you like something? I know. Rather than not.
Trust me, it's frustrating for me too. If you ask me why I like something, and I can't say why.
Right. And I do think, for a good example, like a good way to explain that is like, I have like literally a lifetime of thinking about the music the way I've thought about it.
Yeah.
And I have a vast, like, I can tell you what instrument played what sound. Whereas like my mom, I literally don't think would be able to tell you the difference between the sound of a bass guitar and a real guitar. Like, I don't think she knows that at all. And there are some people that love music that just don't have any idea about the context of stuff. And that's totally fine and valid. But those are the people who are just like, I don't know, I just like something. And so it can be frustrating for me to try to talk to people about stuff like that. But I'm sure I'm that way with other stuff too, like cooking or food or something. Like, I don't know, so, excuse me, just for example, like it's just fun to... That's why I love doing this channel. And just another example of that recently is I reacted to the band here on the new band here on the channel that I never listened to before, which I'm sure everybody watching this that's not an old will know, the band 21 Pilots. I'd heard of them. I reacted to their new album that came out because I knew it was probably going to be a big album. And I thought, I've always wanted to kind of hear them. In my head, I think they have like interesting drum production, like hip hop sounding drums, but I've never cared for the singer that much. And I did a reaction to their new album and posted it. And the complete opposite of what happened with our Yes videos happened. We have the video, I just posted it like a week ago. It's got over 10,000 views as of today. It has like 350 comments, and every comment is like, this is one of my favorite reaction videos ever. And I've had such great comments saying like, wow, you were telling me things I've never heard before with this band and all this. And it's so gratifying to me to find people who are interested in the way I listen to music because it's different from them,
Yeah.
Rather than people who want me to hear the music the way they hear it, and then they can't get over the fact that I'm hearing it slightly different than them, And
I think that's a problem with a lot of reaction content is, especially all these like classic albums, or it's like these kids listen to Nirvana for the first time, and it's like you want them to be like, this is blowing my mind, this is the greatest thing of all time, and it's like, Well, okay, the first time I heard Smells Like Teen Spirit, I probably didn't think it was the greatest thing of all time.
Right.
But you hear
Yeah.
it 1,000 times and it's like, this is a really good song.
Yep.
This is one of the
1000%.
greatest grunge songs of all time.
Yep.
And it's like, but I never do I have a moment listening to a song where I'm just like, this is my new favorite song. Or like,
Right.
And you kind of are like that, is you will hear
do.
something and be like, I can tell I'm going to love this. But for me, I have to hear something over and over and over again for it to become catchy and like stuck in my mind.
Right,
For me to finally be like, I really like this song.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. That's the problem
Yeah.
with reaction stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And it's really hard to balance all of those things. And that's why for me I like looking at it on more of like a technical perspective. And I love when we talk about objective things, you know? If I could tell you something is objectively bad and then I explain to you like technically why, I feel like that is that's fun for me to talk about. And you can disagree with it. That's fine, I guess. But like, that's the difference between objective and subjective opinions. And I like talking about my own subjective opinions too, but it's harder for me to back those up than it is to say like, oh, that's a good sounding bass line or whatever, because this, you know?
Yep.
And I'm not the world's biggest expert on things, and I'm a really bad musician. So like, I can't really speak to the technicality of what we're hearing or the music theory aspect of it and stuff too. So there's lots of things that I am not getting that other people will be able to get and would be able to appreciate it on an even deeper level than me. And so it's really
And
fun.
by the way, we love when the comments engage in a similar way and be like, oh, let me tell you about the bass line on this song.
Yes. And people will
'cause I
write
find that stuff really
dissertations in the comments sometimes about things. And or I like it when people are comment as they are watching the video, which is really fun. And people don't do that as often, but they'll write a timestamp of, and then where they're at in the video, and then write a little thing about what they're thinking at the time. It's really awesome. We need to try to do stuff live so that we can see people reacting to it on the side and ask us questions and stuff. But I just don't know what kind of content would be right for us to make that would work with that.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway,
someday.
sorry. Okay, so we've been talking a long time. Let's get to track 2. Okay. I wanted to establish what we were hearing and then talk about it a little bit. And now we'll talk less between the songs and we'll just talk more about the individual songs we're hearing.
Now we're getting into stuff that I haven't heard. So
yes. And so I think we'll have a little bit more fun here going through. So next we've got Hold On. And I believe this was one of a bigger song for the album, but it wasn't one of the 3 singles, which I believe are Owner of a Lonely Heart, Changes, and then Leave It.
Okay.
I believe are the sort of the 3 singles.
Okay.
But Hold On is a bigger one. And I think there was like, yeah. Okay, so this is Hold On. 6 million plays, 6.6 million. In 3, 2, 1. A lot of reverb on the snare. Little pingy hi-hat.
Justice to the left of you, justice to the right. Speak when you are
Is this both vocalists, you think?
I think so, yes.
It still has a yes feel
Yes.
because of John Anderson.
See, and now this has vocals or keyboard on the right balanced with guitar on the left, which is what they like to do on their earlier albums.
Yeah.
For now, at least. What a badass riff. That is like a Jimmy Page riff. You know, that's like a Led Zeppelin riff.
Ooh. What is...
Whoa,
Oh, that's what they're doing, yeah.
Yeah, so they have a keyboard
Sample.
with the on it.
Sounds kind of gross.
I love it. I love that it's wide, too, spread wide.
Yeah, that's something I would
Two
never hear
channels.
without headphones.
I will say I have not listened to this album very many times.
Okay.
So this is really pretty new for me, too. I've listened to it once or twice, maybe all the way through years ago. A lot of overlapping vocal parts, too, which is kind of nice. And this is like a blues part. You can really hear the rattle in the bass, which is kind of cool. They must have been miking the strings. which is cool. Korn is famous for that. Speaking of Korn earlier. A band that's obviously way more talented and better than Yes.
That's probably where Yes got it.
Yeah, Yes must be big fans of Korn. Fieldy from Korn. I like this chorus.
Yeah. I say it every time we listen to Yes. I love the guy's vocals.
Yeah, I agree.
Such a cool voice.
It would be fun to listen to that, to this.
Ooh, this is cool. Yeah, we should. Yeah.
This is awesome.
I can see why they would want to like cut up as well. It's very like stilted. And
Yeah.
He's overpronouncing every word, you know?
Yeah, and that's really cool. A lot of diction in the way he's singing. I love how big the vocals feel in the choruses so far. I think there's less vocals than you might think in there, because to me it feels like there's just a wide range of just vocals and harmonies. But I think, oh, that's neat. I like the multiple parts over each other.
Yeah. I just can't tell if it's only Anderson with all these different tracks.
I think it's both of them a lot.
Okay, because I guess I don't know what the other guy sounds like.
Yeah.
I'm sure they got a guy who could hit the same notes and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Or in a lot of cases, background vocalists have to sing higher because they're singing the higher harmony.
Oh, sure.
A fifth above is like the common pleasant sounding harmony. So that's even 5 notes higher than what the lead vocal is. This song a lot less keyboardy, but still a lot of noticeable keyboards. So both songs so far have kind of gone to about the 4-minute mark, and then the rest of it is just kind of jamming through the fade out.
Yeah.
And we'll see if this song fades out. I don't remember. I'm sure it will, though.
And both songs have had just like very simple choruses.
Yeah. A lot of repeating parts, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty late for a guitar solo.
But this is just the like repeating part at the end, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh,
That was a quick fade out.
really fast fade out. I'm not even going to get the board out for that one. 2 fade outs.
Yeah, I like that one too. I liked it's what they did with what they impressed me with on Owner of a Lonely Heart with all the instruments and like the stabbing bow, bow, bow. And this one impressed me with the vocals and the vocal effects they did.
Yep, and then also that part on the side.
That was fun.
Both songs so far have featured sort of like really unique individual elements to stand out. And I've talked about that all the time on all my favorite bands do that. Every song has unique elements to it that make it they make the song stand out from one another. And that's why I like bands like Blur, for example, who can do anything from song to song, because you really get that wide array of sounds and uniqueness amongst every song, but then they still have that core thing. So that definitely sounded like a song that's on the same album as Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Oh, for sure.
Did you like that one better than Owner of a Lonely Heart?
No.
Okay, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's good. We can move on.
Okay.
Now, It Can Happen, which we just recently listened to something that had It Can Happen on it, right? And I was talking about Angels in the Outfield. Hey, it can happen. What was that?
I remember you talking about that, but I don't remember what we were listening to.
Was it a
Blur?
Yes video?
I don't think
It
so.
might have been Blur.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because
that was the last thing we did.
Because they had the yes, it really, really, really
it
can
can
happen. Yes, it really the Universal. Check out our videos on Blur and the Gorillas, which we were very much looking forward to doing more of those too. Also, for everybody watching, the next big video that we're going to do on the channel, other than our Halloween video, will be Beatles: The White Album. I'm going to make that a big priority, coming up. So that'll be the next big one we do with multiple people.
I was looking. It's been like 6 or 7 months since our last Beatles video.
I know we did it right before we went into before I went into the hospital. So 6 months, pretty much.
We got to do it justice.
Yep. And we wanted to wait until Chris could join us for that one as well. So, all right, we're on to track 3. It Can Happen.
Okay.
8 million more plays than the second one. So,
All right.
according to the popular vote, this is one that is better than the previous one. All right, It Can Happen in 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
sitar.
George Harris turned up.
Yeah,
George Harrison.
who let George Harrison in?
Yeah, exactly.
You can fool yourself. You can cheat until you're blind.
Pretty low volume vocals.
Yeah.
Cut
Ooh.
your heart.
That bass.
It can happen. You can mend the wires.
Hey, Chris Squire showed up to writing practice that day.
So apart. You reach. It can happen to you. It can happen to me. It can happen to everyone eventually.
Catchy parts.
Whoa.
It's a constant.
Very
Oh,
cool.
I love that lead in.
Yep.
You pushing the needle to the red. Who knows who's right?
I love it.
Yeah.
Such creative panning.
I love how he says the line when he gets to the center. And
Yep.
he's-
This is like peak
Continue that.
creativity,
yeah.
inspiration. This is the other vocalist.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like Pink Floyd's "You Better Run."
Interesting. By the way, I totally forgot about Pink Floyd. We need to do more Pink Floyd.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, we do. I
Yeah.
want to.
We're just more excited about Beatles.
Yeah.
Are you getting much prog rock from this so far? I mean, we could talk about it later, but yeah.
I would say yes.
Okay.
But it's prog rock condensed into pop. Like,
Yeah. I kind of like that.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Honestly, I'm like super interested to hear their albums before the next like 3 albums after this.
Yeah.
Because if it's like
Generator or
this
whatever.
only gets better, you know?
Yeah.
And then into the 90s,
Sure.
drier production, maybe.
This album appeals to me so much more than like Asia or those like Journey. Like, this is just way more interesting. So
It
like
is
Vincent
Pink,
Price.
This is a Pink Floyd-y song.
Yeah, kind of.
That's a Pink Floyd.
Yeah. That guitar. Yeah.
That's like the Wall or whatever solo.
Yeah.
Ooh, the bass in the middle is so chunky.
I forgot there's sitar in this song. It doesn't fit.
No, but that's the prog element of it.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure. I mean, if you're gonna have a 5.5 minute song, you better have something
Yeah.
in there that's interesting.
Yeah. I think I might like this more than Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Yeah,
This is
it's
a
fun.
really cool song.
I like the vocals a lot.
Oh, everything
And I
about
just
it
like
is
the lyrics,
super
like, it's-
creative.
Yeah, Okay, I kind of like the sitar in this part. Just the single notes.
You can feed the soul apart. You can touch your life.
It just sounds so good. You can hear everything so clearly. It's nice. And just more layers keep coming in and building on top of itself. So that song, there is a version of that's the cinema version on this album.
Oh,
So if
on
we-
the deluxe version or the
On the deluxe edition. So we can
the
check that out if we
90124.
want to. But yeah, it's track 12 on this version. And it's 6:05. So it's actually 30 seconds longer than the one we just listened to.
I mean, we could.
We could maybe scrub
s-
through it.
Cinema has which vocal? So what vocalist did they have?
They had Chris Squire, I believe, and Trevor Rabin both sang,
Okay.
both tried and sang.
I wouldn't mind hearing a little bit of it if we want to do that, or if we want to listen to the whole thing later. Maybe.
Well, should we go there right now and let's just listen
if
to
we're
a
just
bit
going
of
to
it
listen
and
to
see.
part of it, yeah.
Yeah, let's just see what
good.
happens. Let's start it from the beginning and we'll just stop it when we
Okay.
feel like we've heard enough of it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is It Can Happen, the cinema version. In 3, 2, 1.
It's before they got their sitar. It's that bass. I'm just really curious what the vocals are going to sound like.
Yeah, me too.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
It can happen to you. It can happen to me. It can happen to everyone eventually.
Man, it sounds like it was written for Anderson to sing.
I don't know if John Anderson is in there. We'll see in the lead vocals.
I assume he's not. But I don't know.
I don't know. This sounds more classic rock, less keyboards.
Yeah.
Will you be mine?
Yeah.
I want it to last forever.
This guy sounds like Ozzy.
Yeah,
In time.
he does. I wonder who that is.
This is Trevor Rabin, I think.
Oh, it is? Okay.
He was the guy singing also in that last song we heard.
Yeah.
Look down. Look out.
He's doubling himself the whole time because he doesn't feel confident in his vocals.
Yeah, or maybe they just wanted that effect. It feels like they're written for them to be sung by Anderson.
Yeah, I know, right?
Maybe it's just because that's what we heard, but
I think I'm good.
yeah, sure.
It's really interesting. It'd be fun to see how they kind of expanded on the song as it went on, but
Yeah.
I think that's good. I don't mind his voice. John Anderson has a more unique voice for sure,
Yes. Yeah.
and but I enjoyed that. Still, that was much more of like a rock sounding song, I think. But it was also probably
Yeah.
less finished,
Yeah.
more demo-y kind of.
Yeah, it
But
was
a
never
pretty
released.
like finished demo-y version or whatever.
Sure.
State. So, okay, let's go back up. Okay, now we're to changes. This is,
Changes.
I think this is their second biggest song from this album. One of their big singles, I think, from this decade for sure.
Okay.
I think you'll really like this one, and you might recognize this one. And you just didn't know it was them.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, changes in 3, 2, 1. Crash Bandicoot.
Is that a kalimba?
This is such a good song. This is a weird time signature.
Oh, yeah.
For now. Oh.
Yeah. is the weirdest one so far. This was a hit. Oh, cool.
This is something for the olds. All right, now it's switched over.
I don't think I've heard this before.
Okay.
I'm moving through some changes. I'll never be the same.
Lower vocals here.
Something you
I wish his voice is a little bit more compressed and inconsistent in volume
else to blame.
across everything we've ever heard of them.
Yeah.
The love we had has fallen. The love we used to share. We've given
The chorus for this is really good. That's the part I thought maybe you would recognize, the chorus.
Okay.
Change, changing places. Put yourself to the ground. Capitalize on this good fortune. One word can
The guitars are not as big at all here.
Right.
So they can have wide vocals. That was a pretty narrow chorus, but I
Yeah.
love it. It's very catchy.
I look into the mirror. I see no happiness.
Half-tempo verse.
All the warmth I gave you.
I'm having fun, Cody. This is fun.
Yeah, me too. I want to get this album.
The love we had has fallen. The love we
I don't know why I thought you had it already.
I thought I did too. I also thought I owned the Yes album.
Yeah, that's true,
I don't
yeah.
know.
in love that wasn't there. Change, changing places. Put yourself to the ground. Word to the wise, well you get what's coming. One word can bring you round. Changes. When I look into your eyes and try to find out how, there's no way to save it now. And everything I
Very low frequency there.
changes. Keep looking for changes. Changes.
So tasty with the solo.
For some reason you're questioning why. I always believed it gets better. One difference between you and I, your heart is inside your head. One word from you, one word from me. A clear design on your liberty. Who could believe when love is gone? How we move on like everyone. Only such fools, only such jealous hearts. Only through love changes come. Change, changing places.
I just love that changing.
Yep. And this kind of reminds me of Journey a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I really like Journey's 80s music. I mean, I
Yeah.
like Journey a lot.
Anderson's voice is so distinct,
Yeah.
and they started in like 69 or 70 or something like that. And it's like his voice was good back then, but his voice is it's almost like made for the 80s.
Yeah.
Like at least with how they're using it now,
Yep.
it sounds so perfect.
Yep. Well, I'm sure the 70s had a huge influence on the 80s, you know, and the reason you think that. Led
Yeah.
Zeppelin especially. Because Led Zeppelin would fit right in the 80s with the high-pitched vocals, and,
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses wouldn't exist without Led Zeppelin. So, and I know that was kind of more 90s, but...
Sure.
Word to the wise, where you get what's coming. One word can bring you round. Changes.
Back to the weird times.
Gotta bring it back. Okay, so what's your first opinion there of one of their bigger songs, Changes?
I like the chorus. I don't know. It's I was getting a little more Journey, a little more Europe, and or like Asia, that kind of thing. But his vocals are so good.
I know.
That's why I prefer it to those bands.
It's fun when you think of other 80s songs that I really like. For example, Africa,
Yeah.
right, by Toto. You can hear that in this song. But what's that? Men at Work. Or not,
Land Down Under.
Land Down Under. And then Got to Keep on Moving, right? The Ain't Nobody Gonna Break on My Stride. Nobody gonna
sure.
slow me down, right? You can hear all of that stuff in this.
Yeah.
But this has like a layer over the top of it of like at any moment, they could just do this beautiful solo off to the side, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like I don't think anyone in the band Men at Work could play a guitar solo.
Yeah.
Maybe they could, and I could be, I don't know of anything about that band, but I'm just using it as an example. Men with hats can't do shredding solo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure bands like Asia or that kind of stuff. They
The super groups and stuff where they
but like
Mr. Mister or something.
yeah, you can hear all that. Oingo Boingo is all over that song, right? That Weird Science,
Yeah.
which I love that song. And I just heard it yesterday this morning, when we were in Goodwill, and I was walking around going, bits and pieces, pots and pans, why don't people understand my intentions?
I've wanted to buy some. I don't have any Oingo Boingo stuff, and they're great. I want to get some of their stuff.
Yeah, but
by the way, I'm sure some of those. It's not like this invented this genre of music, because this is '83.
Yeah.
And those bands, Journey and stuff, were around already. But like Yes transitioned into that so smoothly. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, and I'm just to be clear, I'm not saying that Yes is the reason all of that stuff I'm saying. I'm just saying you can hear all of that in this.
Yeah.
And you can hear this in all of that. And so it's really fun to like listen. This is why I love the 80s so much. It's such an amalgamation of everything. Now, one other thing I wanted to say there, and this is, you can stop me if you already understand all this stuff, but when I talk about the vocals being really quiet during parts, and then other times of the song it sounds like it's the right volume, right? The reason for that, and I've been meaning to ask you this, when I say dynamic range, like you deal with speakers and you know all sorts of like text. So what does dynamic range actually mean to you and your understanding of it?
I mean, just the literal definition would be just like how low can it go compared to how high it can go.
Right. So
within the same song.
Right. So like when we're talking, because dynamic range of a speaker, right, would be like the highest frequency it can produce and the lowest frequency.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about a mix that's very dynamic, right? Yeah. Dynamic always is just short for dynamic range.
Yeah.
A mix that has a high, like what's the difference between the loudest thing you're hearing in the song and the quietest thing you're hearing in the song?
Exactly.
And something that we hear in this, and something that is present on all music that was basically made from like I would say when the Beatles started, from like high fidelity audio, so probably like from 1964 or 5 through to this era. And I would say even going into till about like 2000, I would say music was much more dynamic. And one way to think about that is when you're a singer and you're singing, and you're in a song that is going to be mixed dynamically, if you sing quietly, your voice is quieter than the parts where you're singing more loudly. And when people perform on a stage, artists perform holding a microphone, and you see them move the microphone away from themselves and positioning and stuff. That's good microphone skills. If you sing louder, you maybe move the microphone away from you. And that is a way to obviously regulate how much signal is getting into the microphone so you don't have to worry about it. And that's a live performance thing. In the studio, you don't necessarily do that. You have it set so that when they sing the loudest thing they're going to sing, that's the right level. And then when they just sing quiet, it's quiet. And then what a compressor does, right, is it takes the highest and the lowest and it brings them together.
Yeah.
Right. So it takes the signal and chop. So what we're hearing in this song is dynamics in everything, every signal. So if the drummer plays the snare drum quiet, it sounds quieter than if he plays the snare drum a loud bashing hit, right? Mm-hmm. That is something that has been completely lost in all modern music since about 2000, I would say. You hear no dynamics like that in a song. Unless instruments drop out of a song, you don't hear any dynamics.
Okay.
In a Billie Eilish song, you know, she is singing super quiet, but her vocals are the same volume the entire song.
Sure.
Across the entire thing.
Yeah,
If we talk about the greatest artist of all time, who I definitely love more than, yes, Taylor Swift, every element you hear in her music is the identical volume. Everything is loud. Now, really great artists can still have things in their mix that are you kind of have to dig through the mix for to find and appreciate little surprises and things inside the mix. So you can still have quiet elements. But nowadays, if something is quiet, it's because they lowered the volume of it. It is not because someone performed it quietly. And so dynamics in music is something that is completely different now. And when we listen to those Beatles things, right, what they're doing is taking that idea and making it slightly less dynamic by making it more modern, right? So there is still dynamics in it because that's the way they recorded it, and they're trying to preserve the initial vision, right?
Yeah.
But one of the reasons it sounds more modern, and one of the reasons I was freaking out over the drums and everything, I was like, this sounds like a Black Keys song, right? The kick drum in a Black Keys song is going to be basically the same level. And Black Keys aren't necessarily maybe the best example of this because they can record things that are dynamic. Dan Auerbach can record things. And you can still record things dynamically, but the thing is now in music, it is just the way you do it. You compress the hell out of everything. Everything. Every individual element is compressed to hell. And then you have to cut frequencies out of everything so that all of the different elements fit together like a puzzle, right? So the bass has no high frequencies in the bass because the bass is compressed to hell to be this giant block of audio. So what you do is you have all of that, the bass signal is just low frequencies. Then the vocals have to sit in the middle of the mix, and they don't have any low frequencies in them because it would combat and clash with the bass signal, right?
Yep.
And that's how every element of music is made nowadays. So it's more about fitting specific frequencies into a pocket, you know, and you have to cut out frequencies of elements so that you can have other things sitting on top. And then that's before we even get into mastering and stuff and overcompression of mastering. But I think one of the reasons, and I think a good argument for saying that vinyl is better is because, and I think one of the reasons a lot of older olds would say vinyl sounds better is because the music was mixed dynamically at the time. So you sit in front of your giant cabinet and you have your treble and your bass knob where you like it, and you listen to the music and it gets quiet and loud like a performance would. And every aspect that you're hearing is dynamic. Whereas nowadays everything is so compressed and so across the board uniform that element of music is totally lost. And it's
not that digital music can't recreate that.
Exactly. I was just going to say
it's because of how they're recording it.
No.
And
it's how it's mixed. It's not necessarily how it's recorded, but it's just how music is made.
Yeah.
It would be very weird to hear a song on the radio that was dynamic. And one of the reasons for this is the loudness wars that happened between like 2000 and 2010 into like 2013 or 14. Everyone was trying to make their song the loudest thing you heard. And what happened was things got more and more and more and more and more and more compressed to the point where some of it is unlistenable garbage. See Metallica's album Death Magnetic, which is the most famous and worst example of that. It's so bad, they literally had to go back and reissue the album years later because it's unlistenable garbage. And I'm not joking. And then, so nowadays the standard is to be very loud. And why is that? Think of the devices we listen to music on. Our phones. In our cars.
Did they back down after the loudness wars?
They did. It's not necessarily backed down. Things are still compressed. It's just not over compressed as much.
Okay.
There is still a lot of compression going on. So it's just sort of a trend, and it's I wouldn't even say it's a trend. I would say it's a standard. A standard of music nowadays is to be everything to be compressed.
Okay.
You want it, like, think about a Bruno Mars song or something that's like fantastically mixed nowadays. Taylor Swift could be a good example of that. It's still mixed non-dynamically. It's still mixed very compressed. I personally like that sound. It allows you to hear everything perfect. But when you listen to something like this, and even this is the 2004 remaster, so the original version that I have on the record here is probably even more dynamic than this.
Yeah.
And so that is just one of the things that makes older music like this special. And people who don't necessarily understand all of that I just rambled about for a while, that's one of the reasons that people love older classic music, because, and in the 90s, people started to use more distortion and grunge and stuff. And what they were doing was recording a signal. They were creating a signal that had no dynamics in it. Right? So when you distort a guitar, you're getting rid of the dynamics of the guitar. And so Nirvana, their Nirvana albums are still, they were still recorded and made dynamically, but none of they were intentionally trying to have the signals being less dynamic because they wanted to be loud and raw and powerful, right?
Okay.
And so what that happened in the 90s, and then that led to, and I'm thinking of like stuff like NSYNC and Britney Spears and Nelly and all the stuff that was popular when we were in high school.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is on the cusp of having dynamics before it got to be too much. And now since then, like 2005 on, everything is just compressed all to hell. And that's one of the most negative aspects to a lot of people of modern music. And that's why people, and I could even see a good argument for this, that modern music is crap, and that everything before 2000 is better. I personally don't believe it's better. I just know that it's more dynamic. And for a lot of people, if you want to sit and listen to an album, you want it to be dynamic. Classical music is the most dynamic of all music, right? Because you can have 70 musicians blasting you at the end of Mahler's, Second Symphony, but then the third movement or whatever has a flute playing by itself, 2 miles away. You know what I mean? So it's like,
why is it that a band like, I don't know, like Black Keys, whereas a band that wants to do a throwback sound doesn't just make a dynamic album these days?
Because it wouldn't sound good on the radio.
Okay.
And one of the other reasons people hate a FM radio still now, if you listen to 99.9 for us here, or in Omaha, I don't know what your station is, but like a or oldie station, all of those songs have been compressed to hell.
Yeah, it makes sense. You just don't have...
Everything is so compressed on FM radio.
Because it's a frequency range issue on that, right?
No, not in FM. On AM it would be. But on FM radio, they just... In order for every song to not be... You can't have a radio or an album, you shouldn't, where you listen to a song and then the next song you have to adjust the volume. That shouldn't happen when you're listening to the radio. And because of that, they have to take every single thing and make it as loud as humanly as loud as the loudest thing. So think of the loudest song you've ever heard. That's the volume of everything on the radio that everything on the radio has to be brought to. So everything on the radio is just compressed. They just take the stereo file and compress it all to hell. And this goes back...
how radio stations worked back in the 70s where they were playing on the vinyl records. If they were just, you always had a DJ there, you just adjusted the volume all the time.
Yep, I would say yes. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is very interesting. And I love this kind of stuff. And I am not an expert in any of this. I just know not everybody knows some of this stuff.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people will say that's why vinyl's better. But,
And
but
I
that's
think
not really
the thing is, it has
fair.
nothing to do with the format.
Right. It's not the fact that it was recorded on analog or the fact
Yep.
that it was recorded with the intention of being more.
It was the standard at the time.
Yeah.
Yep. And a lot of people also, specifically with vinyl, they don't understand, or a lot of people don't know, that the reason people think vinyl sounds warmer is because at the time, the limitations of recording, you had to denoise everything so much because you were recording things in the same room with tape saturation and everything. You ran the tape through denoise machines, and that gets rid of high frequencies. And so with modern remasters, they're going in and EQing things in ways that they wouldn't have done back in the day. And that's why you're getting, in certain mixes, like with Depeche Mode, their remasters for some of their stuff from the 80s, it's way better to listen to the original versions because there's so much sibilance, which is that high frequency, the stuff that hurts your ears.
Yep.
That is really present in a lot of modern remasters of classic music because the people weren't necessarily treating the frequencies with the respect they needed when they were doing the remaster.
Yeah.
And so that's another downfall of remasters and stuff, which is a whole different process. But this was remastered really well, and they clearly went out of their way to keep the dynamics of it.
Good.
And that's been the case with every Yes thing we've heard, because I always say his vocals are too low. His vocals are too low. And that's because they have the proper volume vocal set to the moment when he's being the loudest in the song.
Sure.
So hopefully all that makes sense and everybody can... Sorry. All right, we're halfway through the full album here. We're going to listen to their instrumental song that won a Grammy. Are you ready?
Okay. Yep.
This is Cinema in 3, 2, 1. Sweet keyboards.
Yeah.
So that's a pitch wheel on their keyboard that's allowing him to make it sound more like a solo. Sorry, I'm trying to sit my chair up a little. At any point in their career, does Pink Floyd do stuff like this?
No.
Like
I wouldn't
chaotic
say that.
stuff like this?
I don't think so.
Okay. And they never really got into using keyboards like this, really, that you know of, right?
Not in this like 80s sound way.
Okay. So there are like oohs and ahs in the background.
Yeah.
Of everything in a modern song, the drums are definitely the thing that's been affected the most by the loss of dynamics.
And they ended it.
Yeah, the one song that doesn't fade out is the crap on the album that doesn't need to be there. I didn't hate that, but it was totally unnecessary. This is the... let me see here. So this is the first track on side 2.
Okay. So it
Okay,
starts
so changes
heavy.
ended side 1, and then this is the intro to side 2.
Okay.
Which I think is kind of interesting, and I like it when we talk about that and keep that in context, because I think that is something that has not, when you were making a record, right, and putting it on a record, and that was your main source of how you were getting it out, which at this time CDs were available in 1983.
Yeah, but it was probably still 90% vinyl.
Vinyl, for
sales.
sure. So like the idea of how you were going to end the first side and then start and end the second side is really cool, and I really like that.
It's you get like 2 chances to start the album.
And 2
you know?
chances to end it well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think is really, I like that idea a lot. And I kind of miss that, nowadays that there's
me
only
too.
one side on a CD or no sides at all on digital. So yeah, it was interesting, but I didn't like that really.
Does it roll into the next song? I kind of
I mean, not really. Well,
it just kind of crossfades.
no, actually,
I think.
it doesn't because I know how the next song starts.
Oh, okay.
So no, it doesn't.
Yeah, I do like them starting side 2 really fast, but I kind of wish that was like a really cool part of a full long song.
Yeah, I could.
You know?
Yes, yes. So yeah, that was not my favorite thing. That was probably the most yes thing we've heard. Although there was a lot of keyboards in that, a lot of layering, and I like the fact that that's something that's different than what we've heard so far. With the older yes stuff, it was very much how can we perform this live, right?
Oh, sure.
Whereas this being performed live, you'd probably need like 3 keyboardists to do everything exactly the way they're doing it.
Yeah.
So, by the way, I was going to say that I noticed when I looked on here that on drama, one of the members of Yes was a guy named Trevor Horn. He played vocals and bass on this album because Chris Squire was not on this album.
Okay.
So I don't think. No, Chris Squire played bass, vocals, and piano. So they actually had 2. So Trevor Horn was doing, I think, probably main vocals on Yes for this.
Okay.
So it wasn't the other guy. It was Trevor Horn.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
he is still in Yes at this point, but he's not a member of the band. He is the producer. So I think he really got into the recording aspect and the studio aspect of everything, and the producing aspect of everything, and he stayed on as Yes as a producer.
Okay.
And so he was the guy that's kind of in charge of, I think, kind of maybe partly how this sounds, along with Trevor Rabin, and then the guy sound produced by Bill Inglot, which I don't think he was a member of Yes. But there was a no. So I just wanted to point that out because I'm sure people will be writing in the comments like, oh, you should talk about Trevor Horn. So
there is no Rick Wakeman on this album, right?
No.
He was the keyboardist,
He was their
right?
second keyboardist.
Okay.
That we heard on our 2 previous albums.
Yeah, he was kind of iconic to the band.
Yep, and we have
time.
not. This is Tony Kaye, the guy who has
Okay.
played keyboards on the Yes album.
Okay.
Back.
Gotcha.
But again, most of the keyboards we're hearing here, I believe, are Trevor Rabin. And then I'm sure Chris Squire can also play keyboards, and John Anderson probably can play keyboards too and stuff. So they all can probably contribute to it. But that was going to be my point. This is them leaving it all in the studio, like layering as many things as they can to make it sound as good as possible without worrying about how they're going to reproduce it live.
Yep.
So, all right, are you ready for my all-time favorite Yes song?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Leave It in 3, 2, 1.
I can feel no sense of measure, no illusions as we take.
I would say this is in my top 5 favorite 80s songs.
Okay.
Breaking down the dreams we make real.
Ooh. Dun, dun, dun.
Does this sound familiar to you?
No.
One down, one to go, another town, one more show.
Oh, this is fun.
Oh, yeah. This is a weird song.
Yeah.
No phone, take your place, you know what I mean. We have
Little congos and bongos. This line right here. Iconic. Bass line, amazing. And there's violin on this track too. Dum, 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 dum. You can hear John Anderson going, dum, dum, dum. I mean, I'm sure he's doing a lot of those vocals, but
Yeah.
violin off to the right. I love this. This is so awesome.
Yeah.
This like hurts me. It's so awesome. Okay, now we need a break. One of the things that makes this special is how dry everything is.
Yeah.
You know, it's not crazy 80s reverb. It's fun to think that like rap was a genre already at this point, you know? Earlier stages, but
Sure.
One down, one to go. Another town.
totally dry vocal. One down, one to go.
Yeah.
One down, one to go. Another town, one more show.
And they do leave it. They leave it finished. Oh,
Yes.
that is.
That was
There
wild.
are just some songs that the moment I heard that, Cody, I was like, this is iconic. This is like all time great song.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. So that was a single, huh?
yeah, that was their and it. I think it has more plays. Yeah, it has more plays than change. Or no, it doesn't have more plays than changes.
Yeah.
So, but still,
It's
I
got
just
a lot, yeah.
so good. And then on this, there's a single remix of that, which we'll listen to it in a second just to see if there's anything different. And then the a cappella version.
I could see how they could do an acapella version.
Yeah.
That would be
So
fun.
let's listen to a little bit of the single remix and just see if it's the same mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So single remix in 3, 2, 1.
I can feel no sense of measure, no illusions as we take refuge in young man's pleasure.
Notice how this says with Steve Lipson. He's the only song that has a different person listed.
Yeah, that's weird.
Real.
I mean, it sounds pretty much the same to me, maybe a little less loud.
Yeah.
One down,
Yeah, I'm not.
one to go. Another town.
It's a little drier, it sounds maybe. I'm going to skip to like about a minute in.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, wow. Huh. The violin's way more present in the chorus.
Oh, okay.
It sounds more compressed, more like a single.
Oh, yeah, I just heard the violin.
The bass is louder. It all just sounds more compressed.
Yeah. The instrumentation is, yeah.
Wow. The bridge part, the guitar is way less loud.
Huh.
Way less loud. The keyboards are louder. The guitars are only in the middle on the bridge. Sorry, I know we're not in the same part of the song, but
No, that's okay.
the guitars are not spread wide like they were. Wow. It is a totally different thing.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to the end. There's a violin solo at the end. like around
yeah.
340
Yeah, yeah.
or a little after that. Yeah.
Another time.
That's cool.
Wow. That just
Well, there's
blows
a
my
good
mind.
that's a good example of how compression can change how a song sounds.
Yeah, yes. Yep, exactly. And it was just a slightly different approach. It was totally a different mix. Like there was different stuff in that song that wasn't in the other. That's so crazy. That was oh man, that's cool. I love that kind of stuff. And it makes you be like, to me, that's like, that would piss me off. Like, when I buy the album, and it's like, where's the violin that I love so much?
Right,
you know,
yeah.
I was inspired to play violin because of this song, and you listen to the album, it's like, you can't even tell the violin's in there. So that
Yeah,
was,
you had to point it out for me in the
yeah,
first song.
that's really interesting and a great example of how a single can be a totally different song.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow, that's crazy.
Cool.
Okay, let's move on to our song.
Okay.
This is the this is the second least played one. I'm not including the bonus songs. So this is the second least played one. So this is our song in 3, 2, 1. Here, this is probably a stupid question, but how does this type of music compare to The Who?
The Who had such a wide range in their career
Yeah.
that I think of them more of a 60s band and 60s
Okay.
sound.
Ooh, there's that bass. Drums are a little further away and drier. Kick sounds nice.
Toledo was just another good stop along the good King's Highway. My fortification took me by surprise and hit me sending me sideways. Spellbound.
This is going to be such a long video. We'll stick it to those Yes fans who like their
That's
20-minute
right.
songs.
Singing Rule Britannia, and this is where it grabs ya. There's method in the key of C. Toledo's gonna be the country.
Toledo's going to be the Silver City in this country.
Love the keyboards on the right side.
Yeah.
This sounds like a lot less creativity went into it. There's nothing flying around on the sides.
Yeah.
There's no crazy production elements in this mixing of the song. It's just a rock song that
Sure.
they're performing.
Yeah, so far it doesn't have a lot that we were talking about how we want elements that make a song stand out from the rest of the album.
Yep.
I mean, it feels like it fits in with the album.
This is
But-
one that I'm sure they can play live exactly like this, you know?
I bet they play it when they go to Toledo.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I wonder what City of Love is about. What part of the country is Yes from?
Great question. English, aren't they?
Oh, they're English, aren't they?
yeah, I
What
think
the
so.
heck? I thought they were American. But they are. They're British.
Interesting. I'm reading the lyrics. We'll talk about it when we're done.
I always think it's funny when musicians are just saying music, music.
I know. But I kind of like it, though. It's cheesy, but I like it.
This sounds like a Andrew WK modern song.
Deep cut. Andrew WK. That's...
Oh, I love Andrew WK. He has a song on one of
you
his
should.
later albums called "Music Is Worth Living For," and it just reminds me of this.
Yeah. Okay, so the lyrics there that you caught, it was interesting.
Yeah, I got
were
them
you
up there.
looking along with the lyrics?
So
Toledo, it says Toledo is just another good stop along the good King's Highway. My fortification took me by surprise. Spellbound, roundly good for sunshine. Can't help thinking. Singing Rule Britannia, and this is where it grabs you. There's method in the key of C, which is really interesting. Because the key of C is known as one of the happiest keys. Key of C major, at least. Toledo's got to be the silver city in this good country. So Toledo must have left a really good impression on him. Which I will say, for those of you watching this video not from the United States, Toledo could be not even in the United States and we wouldn't care at all. Toledo is not on anybody's radar as a destination or an important place.
It's the third most interesting town in Ohio.
Yeah, exactly. Akron before that, and then whatever the capital is. Yeah, I was trying to think even what state it was in, Toledo. I didn't even know. So interesting. It's interesting when bands write a song about music.
Yeah.
Because it's usually pretty hokey,
Yeah.
But also, it's very common for bands to write songs about being on the road because that is their whole existence while they're touring,
Oh my God. Oh, sorry. I just read the Wikipedia page for this song.
Oh, what does it say?
Okay, so it talks about Toledo. According to White, Yes's 1977 show in Toledo was especially memorable to the band, mainly because of the temperature inside the arena. It was the hottest venue they had ever performed in, reaching 126 degrees during the show.
My God, that's awful.
Yeah.
I definitely think I've been in a show that was hotter than that, but I've been at shows where people passed out in in the bottom room at the Sokol Auditorium in Omaha, Nebraska. If anybody is watching from Omaha, from Nebraska, the basement performance I saw in this moment there, if you can believe that, because Cody, they're perform at CHI Health Center level band kind of now. Maybe not that level, but I saw them perform in the basement at Sokol. And it was and Demon Hunter was the hottest show I've ever seen. 2 people passed out and had to be carried out.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was nuts. It had to have, because they have no air conditioner or moving air in there at all.
Yeah.
And it was hot. It had to be well above 110 for sure. So yeah, that song sounded the least interesting to me, and it seemed like they put the least amount of effort into it. And the whole song was basically just the bass playing mid-range notes the entire time. So did not sound as good to me.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're on to City of Love. This is 4:51. So these last 2 songs are kind of pretty short compared to some of the earlier stuff. This is City of Love in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Chris Squire. Farty bass.
So this is the Squire of guitar fame, right?
Bass player. Bass.
The Fender, right? But the Fender Squire has something to do with him.
I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once bitten, twice shy.
Ooh.
No regrets at all.
Oh, I love this already. I don't remember this one. I probably didn't get through the album this far ever.
Sounds like a big iron bloke walking around.
I love this. Also in the 80s, they weren't afraid to have music sound happy.
Yeah.
That's just hasn't really been a thing since 1990. It was such a... Oh yeah, I remember this one.
Whoa. There's like a weird, like almost vibrato on that voice there. That was like,
Oh, didn't notice that. I was listening to the guitars.
it's a weird modulation on the voice.
Okay. This is great.
So the street guy's so observant. Take it for a ride, have a good time. Like a legend, the man, he's sharp. His women gladly watching as he strides out.
I like when he's almost like rapping at times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that this is so
Vocals are a little
luxurious.
loud here.
Yeah.
And the vocals are a little too loud. I can't believe I'm saying that. Give me the good solos here. I mean, this is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Where's the City of Love part coming in? Yeah, let's go. A lot of room tone on it. You can hear the room it was sitting in. Aw, I could have had way longer solo than that. Maybe we'll get it in a bit. Don't let me forget, Cody, under any circumstances, I have a big announcement to make. And I was going to do it at the beginning and I forgot. I knew there was something I forgot. So I'll do it at the end of the video, okay?
Okay.
But do not let me forget that. I'm serious.
Okay.
The reason we're doing this video is so I can make that announcement.
All right.
This is just so un-yes in some ways. It just doesn't sound like them. It sounds like some other band trying to be, like, tough. A lot of reverb on the distorted guitars, which is something I never really understand. I think distorted guitars should always be dry as a fart. Give me a good solo. Come on. Let's go. This is prime soloing mid-time. Come on. I mean, they're doing weird stuff, but... Aw, man.
Wimpy.
Really cool. This song is up to the standard of everything we heard before.
Yeah.
That last track was the odd man out, hopefully. Hopefully
Yeah.
that last track isn't.
Yeah, this has a really unique feel to it compared to the rest of the songs.
No fade out, it looks like.
Cool.
Okay, so one thing I was going to say there was, oh my gosh, my brain just totally slipped. Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, like I was saying, that song sounded up to the production and quality standard of everything else on this album, with the exception of the song before it. Our song was of lower quality across the board, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's the weakest song on the album to me, I think. I mean, definitely.
Yeah,
Even more
I
so than
agree so far.
Cinema was up to the same quality. It just was a completely different thing. So I wonder why our song was so different. I mean, that it almost sounded like it was tacked on because they didn't have enough tracks or something.
Yeah.
So-
You're saying City of Love, right?
No, our song.
Oh, that's right. We just heard City of Love.
Yeah, we just listened to City of Love, which was
Gotcha.
way better than our song.
Yep,
I
yep,
think. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. Do you have anything to say about that one, or?
No, I like the heavy plottiness of it,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
kind of missed opportunities for some fun guitar solos. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's just a musician being a musician and
Yeah.
being like, I'm not going to do the most obvious thing over this, which kind of bums me out, but I've met a lot of musicians like that, and on one hand, I can understand it too. It's like, don't do the super obvious thing, but when you become a jaded musician, then doing the obvious thing is like a sin to you, and so it's like you avoid doing the obvious thing at any point.
Yeah.
But that was just such a cool riff and a cool groove going, and it would have been cool to have like a neat bluesy solo over the top of it. So
Yeah.
a little bummed out that didn't happen. So this is the big climax of the album. This is Hearts, 7.5 minutes, the longest song by over a minute and a half. So here's Hearts in 3, 2, 1. Are you surprised we haven't had like any ballads really?
Yeah, I guess not, huh? Especially because ballads are such a mainstay of this 80s rock genre.
Yep. And that was what I was going to say, though. Remind me to talk about being able to have happy sounding music more.
Oh, okay.
I love that
this sounds
keyboard
like another
in the middle.
happy sound.
Set your heart sail on the river. Look around as you drift downstream. Pouring souls into the
I love it when a vocal melody goes along with a instrumental melody. A lot of bands avoid doing that because it sounds cheap, kind of.
Yeah.
So easy, the future. So see the children's way.
Ooh, massive.
Teach me, know me. One people together, freedom for today, tomorrow, forever. So see the people's way.
Nothing
Never seen that
flashy.
Atco label before.
Ooh. Oh, the vocals. I love that. This is epic. Be ye. This is getting dangerously close to metal territory here. Oh. I've never heard this. Dude, some metal... Has Dream Theater covered this? Because I need to know if some metal band has covered this. This is incredible. Has any band done a cover of Yes's song Hearts? It says, while a specific well-known cover of Hearts is not readily available, some possibilities to explore include tribute bands and then live performances.
Okay, great, thanks.
This is my favorite Yes song, unless this song goes somewhere stupid.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted. This solo. Do something cool here, please.
Yeah.
This is freaking awesome. I don't know why I never got this far in the album, I guess. Or I fell asleep before I got to it. Oh, boom, boom. Interesting time signature thing. Oh. Weird. Oh, that is weird. Because they're playing on the one of the downbeat, and then they're switching the next measure to the and of the one, which is weird.
To me, it just sounds a little funky.
Yeah.
It's a little weird, but I can't tell you why. I loving it.
Not a lot of keyboards here. This is just an epic, final track.
As we flow down life's river,
This is cheesy and I love it. This is epic. This is
Yeah.
the style of progressive modern prog bands that I like do this type of song.
Oh, yeah?
Like big epic long things that resolve and come back to a chorus and
Yeah. Cool.
singing us now.
totally dry. Let's go. Let's go. It didn't
like
fit.
that
Let's
ending.
go. That was
Yeah, they
a
kind of
great
stopped
song.
the fade outs on the second side.
Oh, dude, that was good.
That was a good ending, yeah.
Oh, that was so good. I love that structuring of that song, the way it built, the way it was very epic. They did the chorus 3 times. That was so good. It started with more keyboards and the like it was epic, and then the epicness came in, and then the keyboards didn't really do much more after that. And it just there was a big solo, after the first chorus where they were doing what they did, and then they went into that like really cool riff part where they were going. It was 1 2 3 4 1 2 3, and they were going ba-bum, bum or ba-bum, 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 and then they were going ba-bum, 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 which is just accenting on the and instead of the one, which is really weird. And then the third measure, they went on the one, ba-bum, 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 which is just like, what? It's so simple. It's so simple what they're doing. And I think it was still 4/4 time, I think. But what they were playing was complex in a very simplistic way. Very cool. Very cool there. Very cool. That it might be my favorite song on the album. And I say that, well, no, Leave It is my favorite song still, but Leave It is like weird and goofy. That's just like super epic.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it fits in well with the rest of the album. It's a great capper, I think.
Yep. Okay, so let's go on to track 11 now, Make It Easy. We have
what is this?
2 songs that we can listen to that are full-on yes songs, I think, that just weren't that are just bonus songs.
Okay.
So we have track 11, Make It Easy, and then track 13, It's Over.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so this is Make It Easy. Are you ready?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1. I hope the production is as good here, but I'm not expecting it.
Yeah.
I love that synth on the left. It sounds like an 8-bit sound. Let's see if this was mixed at the same time.
It says it was unreleased until 91.
Yeah, first issued on Yes Years, which is this thing.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, I talked about it last video.
Oh,
It's
that's
a
right.
set of 4. So this was probably mixed in 91 then. Or maybe not, I don't know.
I think they recorded it. Well, no. It says recorded in 81.
Let's see what it says on Yes Years if it has something in the booklet. What's this song called? Maybe it's an instrumental.
Make it easy. This actually made top 40 too.
Really?
Off of that album you have on 91.
Because this was like must have been the big single. Yeah, it just says
Yeah.
previously unreleased. And it was written by Rabin, so...
Yeah.
So both Make It Easy and It Can Happen
Okay.
were previously unreleased songs.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to listen to these. You know, I'll wait a little
Yeah.
while in case we end up doing more Yes albums, but
Yeah. Man, I just feel like this is weird to be a hit single in 91.
yeah. Well, they were still clinging to the popularity they had from this, you know.
Yeah, it's just not. I feel like that. Like I'm trying to think if Journey had any singles into the 90s or.
Yeah. I'm sure
like
they
that.
did. With that, yeah.
Like this part sounds so Journey to me.
Yeah, kind of. For the record, I like Journey more than Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoy Journey a lot. And I've intentionally not listened to their albums, just I have a greatest hits of theirs. But I would love to listen to their album that has separate ways on it. And Chain Reaction. This is a lot more compressed. I like it though.
Yeah, that's cool.
These kind of guitars, which they used all over the album, but this is a lot more like Journey guitars type things. So this is Trevor Rabin singing here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes, Ricky. Weird. Whoa. Whoa. That was cool. I did like that.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that.
it was good.
So I was reading in here, and it's really weird. It says, so Big Generator was released after this one, right? This is, the cover
Yeah.
looks like this.
Yep.
And it says, that was their last album for Atco Records, which saw the band move from progressive rock. Producer Trevor Horn. But the interesting thing about that is, then I was looking at their next album, which is called Union, which came out in 1991. And it says Union is the 13th studio album by English progressive rock band Yes. Production began following the amalgamation of two bands that featured previously and then current members of Yes. So there was another band called Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, Howe, ABWH, which consisted of John Anderson, drummer Bill Bruford, keyboardist Rick Wakeman, and guitarist Steve Howe. And then Yes, at the time, had the Chris Squire as bassist, guitarist, and vocalist, Trevor Rabin as, bassist and vocalist Chris Squire, guitarist and vocalist Trevor Rabin, keyboardist Tony Kaye, and drummer Alan White.
Okay.
So basically both bands just came together and made a Yes album, because most of those guys were all from former members of Yes. But at some point, John Anderson left Yes must have been in between 87 and 91, and then came back to Yes. It's kind of weird. Like it seems like at the time, if you were in a side project, you said you weren't in the other band anymore.
Yeah.
But I guess that's because Yes was continuing without him to tour and stuff.
These guys kept playing with each other in just different incarnations, but it's like only sometimes did they call themselves Yes.
Man, that's
Probably when
really-
John Anderson got together with like more than two of the guys.
Yeah, it's.
I like how
really-
they just kept getting back together all the time. I wonder
Yeah,
what
yeah. It
those
means they don't
relationships
hate
were like.
each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's really weird. It says that I'm still on the album Union, which is the one from 91. The delivery of the final album was problematic from the start, including large stage disagreements between some of the musicians regarding the merger of the two bands. ABWH had already been suffering from strained relations during this recording, which it sounds like everyone's kind of a diva in all these bands.
Yeah.
Ultimately unfinished their second album, which was ultimately unfinished. And the production team of Anderson and producer Jonathan Elias had made the decision to bring in session musicians to record parts that Wakeman and Howe had originally completed, which we know from Pink Floyd's craziness that's not a good idea.
Right.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know that's not this album, but that's really interesting. I was just curious about that.
Yeah. It's cool.
Okay, so we have one more track. It's Over. 5:38. Are you ready for that one?
Yep.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Barracuda.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy. Mixed really far away. This is not mixed as well as the previous song. But it was probably in demo format, you know? They never put all the extra effort into it.
Yeah.
That's why it's a bonus song. I love the big, like, yes, build up and then just let everything sit, and now we're into a new section of the song. That's a
Yeah.
very progressive element to their music that they kept it on this album.
Yeah.
This is not John Anderson.
No.
So this could actually be Chris Squire.
Raven.
It was Trevor Rabin? Okay.
Yep. And this is performed by Cinema.
Oh no, I'm actually thinking of Immigrant Song. Dun 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 dun.
That's similar. Similar riff.
Ooh, that's cool. That middle.
Yeah. Very spacey.
See, that to me is the Who, with the like the
Yeah.
the keyboard thing in the middle, the constant keyboard run.
Yeah, I can see that. We have to do the Who sometime.
Yeah, we planned on doing it in the hospital, remember? And
I know, we
decided to
almost
do this
did.
instead. We did Yes instead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was what we decided to do. We did Yes instead. I don't like this song as much.
See, these two songs sound more like arena rock to me than the
Yeah.
main album did.
Yeah.
But they were written 2 years before.
Yeah, well, these are part of demos, I assume, by
It
Trevor
was
Rabin.
Cinema stuff, yeah. So I like the direction they went when they brought on Anderson. It's just a slight difference, but I like it more.
I was just looking at my face, and it looks like I have makeup on. Like my face looks really. I promise I don't.
Powdery.
Here's my hairs that I missed in.
Well, you don't want to get them all. It makes it look weird. Okay, we don't need to see that.
That's for those olds.
The olds, they're asleep by now.
I really hope we get. I really hope we get some fun comments like, "You guys are hilarious." Like it's really hilarious that you stuck it to the olds, you know. Or you appreciate the commitment to the bit.
It's crazy that we get harsher comments on this than the Led Zeppelin video where you were just like dumping on it the whole time.
I know.
We like we like
Yes.
what we hear.
We did like it.
It's these prog rock guys, man. I'm telling you.
I just hate it when. Yeah. I was going to get a bunch of comments together for this video, and I decided that that's okay, we don't need to. But anyone that's still watching this, go back and look at the comments of those videos, and I recommend. The funny thing is to look at how many thumbs up they get. Like all the bad, if you just categorize it by top comments, all the top comments are just like,
really?
trashing us. I'll do that and see. Patrick Musilek, yes. It spelled my name Musselek.
What the heck?
Well, because I just did speech to text.
Yeah. Is that a real name?
I'll do Fragile, because I think people were madder at us about Fragile. The first thing it says is remember to keep comments respectful.
Was that the one from you?
No, it's in follow our community guidelines. It's just a
I
basic
see.
YouTube thing.
Yeah.
So the top comments. Do you ever get tired of hearing yourself speak? The good part of listening to new music for the first time is ... listening. Then
These
we
guys
have
talk over the music.
here's
You
a
hear
good
about
one.
this?
This has 22 thumbs up. Sadly, your DNA can't figure out why this music is so incredible. Yet, when many experienced, new, and even other first-time reactors actually get it and love it, relax. Jazz, classical, and funk are very diverse styles, each covering a wide range of musical innovations, and each sometimes find their way into rock, especially prog rock, which is an amalgamation of many genres of music. Get over it. Yes, were especially brilliant and unpredictable, blending them into the music without ever being overly obvious or straightforward. Unlike with their previous or latter discographies, each band only has one discography, but this person English might not be their first language.
Sure.
Their 1971 Fragile was a transitional album in many ways, which we did get some good
Yeah.
comments about that.
Okay, good.
Try understanding it on its own merit without preconditioned prejudices. That's
I
actually
feel like-
not a bad.
That's true, but we also, I don't know that we had. It was, I don't know.
My recommendation to you as to what Yes album to listen to next is don't bother. It's going to go over your head.
Oh man, it's prog rock, guys. I think that's the problem.
Yeah. And that's
They think
you
it's
know.
like the most amazing genre. So technical, you wouldn't understand it. It's over your head. It's not enough to just like something. You have to be, oh my god, mind blowing. This is the greatest thing ever, or else they're not going to be happy.
So, okay, well, it's fine. It's fine. But it's fine. So, like I said, if we get more than 300 thumbs up on this video, we will continue to do yes. If we don't, this is our last yes reaction. So, to make it special, Cody, let me go try to find that. And we'll just listen to one song because we're getting really late here. We'll just listen to
Yeah.
Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Wait, what do I have to do here?
I'm going to try to send you a link to a Google Drive
Okay.
folder.
All right.
Okay, this is Owner of a Lonely Heart from Trevor Rabin, and it is a demo, I believe, from 1981 or 1982.
Okay.
So this is, I think, all him and maybe whoever was helping at the time. So this is the original demo of Owner of a Lonely Heart. In 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh.
Actually a demo.
Is it just going to be this?
Move yourself.
God, is it just this the whole time? He didn't even have
interesting.
the words.
Clean vocals.
Does he have the chorus?
Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Much better than an owner of a broken
Oh my! If it's this the whole time, we don't need to listen to this.
owner of
I'm gonna skip ahead. Hold on, let's see what happens. He does here. I'm gonna skip ahead.
Okay.
Oh God, it comes. Okay, hold on.
You want me to pause?
Okay, so pause it
Okay.
and then tell me where you're at.
I'm at 107.
You're at 107. Okay, let me. Okay, I'm at 107. Okay,
Okay.
restart it. Well, starting it from 107 in 3, 2, 1. I don't know how it gets to where it gets, but it's going somewhere.
owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Much better than an owner of a broken heart.
I mean, this is how demos are. This is how songs are written and made.
Oh.
I love that he included that though.
Yeah, yeah.
So this must be the actual song starting.
yeah, so this must be maybe with cinema. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh. Will there be vocals?
Don't wanna go dancing.
Whoa.
You wanna dance Your soul's got a romance.
His demo vocal sounded closer to the final one than
Right.
this.
Right.
I tried hard to give you
Well, this might be a little older, you know? This might actually
Maybe
be older.
Technically, it could be, yeah. Whoa.
Some of those elements are in the song, though.
Mm-hmm.
There's that
It's got the little...
cowbell.
These vocals are crazy.
Yes.
What? That's not in the song.
This is weird.
Yeah. It's still got the little stabs of things. And
Yep. This is a really cool, like, piece of music history.
Yeah. That part is straight out of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Down, 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 down.
Much better than a... Chris told me in the last video, and it's something I never thought of. When I sing along with a song, it is totally in the wrong place for you, probably.
Oh, yeah,
Which
for
is
sure.
hilarious.
That's why I try not to do it either, because it's going to be in the wrong place for you.
Which is, that's hilarious.
This is like a whole different song here.
It is. I like the rockness of this, though.
It sounds way more generic, this part.
Yeah. This is a lot of effort already put into this, though. So, yeah, this is pretty
Yeah.
far along.
It doesn't have the lose yourself.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Break it down.
This is great. There is a part like this in the song, but not where it's been. It's much more of a rock song.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you how much, how much, if they wanted to release this and the record label's like, no, like the record label was right. Like they were right. And I'm not sure how
Yeah.
much control they had over what was, I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder what forced the changes after this.
Yeah, and I know it did say on there that when John Anderson came back on the project, he took the songs and reworked a little bit of a few things here and there.
Okay.
And changed some of the lyrics and stuff.
Okay.
I love these keyboard solos.
Yeah, it's cool. There wasn't really anything like this on the album.
No. Well, because you have all these other crazy musicians that are going to do their soloing stuff, so.
Yeah.
Will it fade out? Probably not, because, it...
That's like the last thing you do, right?
Well, yeah, and you wouldn't fade it out when you're making the music like this. You
Yeah,
just make
it might
an
just
ending.
trail off.
Or you would fade it out. I didn't think he would.
Didn't think he had it in him.
Didn't think he had it in him. So that's really interesting. Now
Yeah, that
I'm-
was fun.
Now I'm really curious to hear changes. Download that one, or I'm going to download that one real quick. because remember the beginning of that song, the dun 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 dun, that marimba part, the xylophone or whatever. Is that in it, or was that something that was added by the Yes guys? So I'm gonna throw that in my player, and we'll listen to a little bit of that. Okay.
Do you want me to download it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Or you can just listen to it in your browser or whatever. It's only 3:11, so there's no way in hell it's got any of that bonker stuff. It's just going to be the changing places or whatever. Changing faces.
Change. Yeah. 1 second.
Changing changes.
Yeah, that's right.
Changing changes. I don't think that is right.
No, there's only 2 change.
I think it's changing places.
All right, I got it.
Hold on, I gotta look now.
Change.
It's changing places.
That's right.
Root yourself to the ground. Capitalize on the good fortune. One word. Changing places. Root yourself. Or something. No, that was the song we just heard. Okay. All right, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
This reminds me of something else.
Yeah, me too.
Moving through some changes, never be the same.
Props to this guy for being okay with having some other people come in and change his songs.
Yeah.
And being willing to be flexible enough.
Yeah. Like they seem like a pretty, like they keep getting together. They doesn't seem like they have any huge feuds. They just keep ending the band, and I think it's maybe an album doesn't do well, so they just go do their own stuff for a couple
seem
years.
Like they have a lot of inner conflict, though. Whoa.
Is this even the same song?
Changing places. Yeah. Changes.
Because it's a completely different chorus, isn't it?
Well, but it's the same. Changing places. You tried to give me changes or something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the lyrics.
Guitar's the same, kind of. Oh, that bass, that iconic bass line in "In Honor of Lonely Heart" was not there. You know?
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. It kind of was, I guess, now that I think of it. Yeah, it kind of was.
I can't find any lyrics that are the same.
This is gonna... Well, I know it's not the same lyrics, but it's the same melody. You
think?
It's the same thing. It's just different.
Okay. All right.
This is absolutely going to get this video blocked. I'm going to have to take all this out. Probably.
So they named this after the ATCO catalog number, right?
Yes.
They should have named the CD version and the cassette version completely different numbers.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Either stick to the gimmick or don't, man. And every time they re-release it, it should have a new name.
It would have been 73796.
They should have done that.
No, that's awful, Cody. Normally I'm there for the crazy stuff, but no.
Right.
No. Now, I wouldn't mind if every album they released was whatever the catalog was at the time.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
But So, okay. So overall thoughts on this album and how it compares to the previous Yes albums we've heard.
It was cool. Yeah. It loses me less in the progness of it, you know?
Yep. I wouldn't mind if the songs were longer and had like slow parts in the middle of them, because I
Yeah.
do kind of miss that. But
Yeah. Like I still think I like Roundabout is such a good song to me that I still feel like I probably would say like early Yes is where it's at. But I could totally see why you prefer this over that stuff. And I get it. It's good.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, there are definitely elements of the other Yes albums we've heard that I liked more than this. Like, it was drier than I expected it to be, and
Yeah.
I like dry mixes, so I liked that.
Yeah.
This was more modern in their approach of like spreading the guitars wide, you know, not necessarily balancing with two different instruments, doing different things. So it sounded way less chaotic for sure. And the vocals were at a more proper volume on this album, I feel, than on the other Yes stuff. And we talked for a long time about the dynamics of it, and I do agree with what I said. But on this album, it still was less dynamic. Like, it was more the proper volume, I feel, the entire time.
Sure.
I do really miss those long sections in the middle of the songs where they would have, not like 5 minutes sections, but just like where the song breaks down and it becomes more about John Anderson's voice, and then a quiet part of the song where things are allowed to just chill for a while with nothing really happening, and then it comes back. Like, I really could have had that in every one of the songs, and had every song be 7+ minutes long with a minute or 2 minute long break in the middle.
Yeah.
But with this is just so much more accessible, and it obviously worked and revitalized their career completely and gave them enough momentum to keep going for another 20 years.
Very impressive to reinvent themselves like that.
Well, and it
And
was
to-
because there was a new person basically in charge.
Yeah.
This Trevor Rabin person came in and took charge of the band, and then the other Yes guys just were like, okay. And I do think you can tell where they inserted themselves and made it a Yes album, but for sure, like, Trevor Rabin is the guy that this is a Trevor Rabin album.
Yeah.
You know, this is a Trevor Rabin joint. And then the Yes guys kind of came in and put their coating on top of it, but I don't think it would have been as good without it, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know how demo of a format where the songs we just heard and everything, but like fully fleshed out, this is awesome. Was awesome, sounded great.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I liked the way it was mixed. I love the creativity on every song except for Our Song. Our Song was the weakest song on this album, and I honestly could have done without it completely.
Yeah.
I think it would have made it a little shorter, but I loved Hearts. I loved Leave It. I loved Changes. I loved Hold On. I loved Owner of a Lonely Heart. I loved It Can Happen, honestly. Just like Hearts blew me away. And I'm really excited that I heard that again. So now that will be a song that I would add to like my favorite 80s songs. If I had a playlist for it, I would. Separate Ways, Worlds Apart, by the way, is on the top of that list by Journey. And then I Ran Far Away.
That's a great one.
And then maybe Leave It.
Leave It. Yeah. Leave It impressed me the most of the stuff I haven't heard. I still think Owner of the Lonely Heart is like the perfect single off of this. But Leave It was just fun.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know in a future video if you listen to this album more, if the other songs grow on you a little bit more.
Yeah.
I just think Leave It is so like immediately impressive, but
Yes.
Owner of a Lonely Heart is just classic and iconic, so it's hard to kind of separate that
I
from.
know. Yeah.
So okay, that's good for our thoughts. I have a huge announcement that I'm going to make. And I don't know, Cody, if I should cut this out and put it at the beginning of the video, or just leave it here. So
Well, I guess I don't know what it is.
I
but
know.
Should it go in front of like the Beatles video or something?
No. It goes in this
Okay.
video for
Okay.
sure. So okay, well, I'll just try to do it and then I'll see. So
Okay.
now I think this will be at the end of the video. I want us to just very briefly discuss what possible bands we could do next, moving on from Yes. I have been thinking about it, and I really want to do a Genesis album. And I know you have said you don't. You have said you don't like Genesis. Is that because you've heard their albums and you don't like it specifically, or you just don't like the singles of theirs that you've heard?
I guess I just don't like the singles. Yeah.
Okay, because I've only heard like a couple singles, and I would like to listen to Genesis with Peter Gabriel as the vocalist,
Okay.
like pre Phil Collins as the vocalist.
Is that how it was? I just figured they were all together all the time.
No, Phil Collins, I believe, was the
Okay.
drummer, and Peter Gabriel was the Genesis vocalist for like 5 or 6 albums, and then he left. And
interesting.
Phil Collins
Okay.
is like, I'll do the vocals, and then as far as I understand, and I don't know,
Yeah.
they changed the way they sounded
Okay.
then after that. So it'd be fun to do because
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Phil Collins, really. Although I do think he has some of the most classic and iconic songs ever written. So I don't know. And I know Genesis, like they do that like abracadabra, or not abracadabra, that sticks. But they do that one song that's like
Steve Miller's
super
Abracadabra.
catchy.
Genesis.
Oh shoot. It's like
I mean, I
their
know
most
Mama.
famous Genesis song.
Invisible Touch.
It's like this. No, it's like the same thing the whole time. It is. It's the same melody the whole time.
They have
Shoot.
15 albums.
Yeah, and they're like every year from like 19 whatever to this. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Why does it always seem
That's
to
all?
be? She's looking at you and you're
Okay.
looking at me. It's always the same. It's just the same. That song. Boo-doo-doo-doo. And then they play that same melody on the keyboard. Boo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That is, by the way, looking at Spotify, that is not their most played song. Invisible Touch is.
Okay.
Which I do know that song and I have that album, but that's not the album of theirs I would want to listen to. They just released the 50th anniversary of The Lamb down on Broadway, and the guy that did the remix of it was Steve Wilson, I believe. The guy that did the remixes of the what did we listen to recently? Oh, the Yes stuff. But it's like a 3-disc set. A 4-disc set. A 4-disc set of this crazy thing, and I don't know. I don't know anything about like that album or anything.
Their first album was 1969.
Okay, let me look at their albums and scroll all the way down. Are they a Christian band?
Because their name is Genesis. I don't know about that.
Well, and I know
don't
like
think so.
on the cover of some of their albums they have Bible verses.
Oh.
Yeah. So okay, let's listen. I'm gonna just listen to a track from their first album and see what it sounds like. Sounds like absolute.
I mean, maybe like Abacab is that was
Nursery
kinda-
Crimes. The awful sounding.
I think
this
you
is
might want to
probably
listen
like
to.
really early stuff.
Well, okay,
Abacab?
Abacab has Phil Collins. I think that's the problem. Is I think you'll like their later production.
Right, but I just
But
specifically
maybe-
I like Peter Gabriel, so I
Yeah.
wanted to
and
listen
I do
to.
too. Yeah.
Okay, so "Wind in the Wuthering" from 1976. It sounds like has decent production, but that might be Phil Collins already.
I need to
I mean,
pull
maybe
up
the
their,
Lamb
like,
down on
Genesis.
"Fly on the Windshield."
Band members.
Yes,
List of
"Fly
band
on a
members.
Windshield" has Peter Gabriel. Or sorry, "The Lamb Dies Down on Broadway" is. Oh, that sounds so good. Huh? Maybe that would be the album to do then.
Peter Gabriel left in. Oh God. 75.
Okay, so
the-
their
all the
last
stuff
album with him was "The
before
Lamb."
75.
Their last album with him was "The Lamb Dies Down on Broadway." So that would be the one to mix, the one they just released the 50th anniversary of.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I would
So,
be
so
interested
if
in
we
that.
do that, and then what's Abacab? That's the one. Okay, that's okay. I recognize
That's
that.
from 80, 81 or 82.
What's the big song from that one?
I mean, you probably would recognize Abacab.
I don't think so. I'm just gonna. Oh, it's got cool synths in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard.
Oh, if you
that.
don't
I
recognize it
know what-
already. Okay.
Yeah, I've never heard that at all. So that would be a good one to do if we wanted to do a Phil Collins But I would almost be more
Yeah.
interested in doing a Phil Collins album. Like whatever album Phil Collins did that has In the Air Tonight on it, how can that not be like one of the greatest albums of all time? I mean, I don't know. So, okay,
Yeah.
so I'm sorry. Anyway, I didn't mean to derail this way too much. Genesis is a band I was thinking of. I know
Genesis
you have
is an
specifically
option.
said Emerson, Lake and Palmer like 50 times.
That's
So
what
we
I
need to
think
do
should be next.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and you need to just pick which one you want us to do. And realize if I don't like it, we're not going to do them again. So
I don't expect, even if you do like it, I would rather do one prog rock band here, another one here, rather
right,
than
which I'm fine with that. I'm interested in doing a Gentle Giant album. That's something someone has
Okay.
recommended. There's a band called It Bites that is kind of a prog rock band that was in the 80s, and I've listened to their first two albums. I've not heard their third one. But they're kind of like what we were kind of listening to, kind of like I don't know if anyone's interested in that, let me know. But you said King Crimson or King Diamond? I
Crimson.
get those two mixed up. King
King
Crimson.
Crimson would be, I mean, that's like a all time. It's a very influential, like that's pretty early
Right.
stuff.
So like I don't know any of that. I don't know
Yeah.
any song they sing.
Okay.
So that would be something we could do.
Yep.
I want to do
Yeah,
more
that
Pink
would be
Floyd.
if we're wanting to do like history of prog rock, I think that'd be a good one to start with.
I mean, is
I
it
think
good?
I listened to it, yeah. Yeah.
I know you
It's good.
mentioned Frank Zappa, and to me, when I think of Frank Zappa, I just think of like really weird, like avant-garde stuff.
Yeah. I don't think I mentioned. Someone in chat.
Someone said
mentioned,
that,
Frank
you
Zappa,
were like,
but-
I don't like Frank Zappa that much, or something. I think
No,
we were
I
talking
am
at some
not.
point. But I don't know, like what else? Like I didn't, for example, like I didn't know Emerson, Lake and Palmer was a prog band at all. So like I'm wondering if there are other bands. Like is ELO a prog band?
Yeah.
Let's just look
Let
up.
me look them up and see what they're described as. I think you would really like ELO. Yeah, this says progressive pop rock, orchestral pop. Like they seem a little more
Oh.
orchestral to me.
Okay, so a Google AI is telling me the most famous progressive rock bands include Pink Floyd, Rush, Yes, Genesis, and King Crimson. It says
Interesting.
other influential and well-known bands are Jethro Tull, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and the Moody Blues.
Yeah, I like the Moody Blues too.
And Gentle Giant is then the next one they list.
Okay.
Now it says Dream Theater, which people have been requesting we do more Dream Theater.
Okay.
So that would be a progressive metal band. Tool is a band we're going to do here on the channel. That's going to be one of the big bands we do. And that is going to be, I was just assuming that was a me and Chris video, but if you would want to be on that, do you know any Tool?
No, thank you.
Yeah, okay. That's kind of what I think. Porcupine Tree is listed. That's that's Steve Wilson's band. I have tried to listen to Porcupine Tree and I just can't. I think Steve Wilson has a project somewhere out in the void because he makes so much music that I would enjoy. But man, do I not enjoy Porcupine Tree. From what I've heard. Then the next band they have listed is Queensryche.
Wait, do you know them? Or?
I mean, I know of them. They're it says they're a very key band in the development of progressive metal.
Okay.
And I know Queensryche. I don't know any of their songs.
Yeah,
Here's
I
the
don't-
50 best prog rock bands ever. This is going to be awful. Number 50, Aphrodite's Child. Get out of here with all that crap. But Big Big Train is listed on here. Is number 36. Marillion.
Train.
I have had so many people say to check out the band Marillion. A lot of people have been saying that. It says one of the few bands who kept prog rock flying in the 80s and beyond, Marillion, always kept their ears opened and often kept their lyrics topical while staying true to the drama of vintage progressive music.
I guess the question is, do you want to hear like
I want
classic prog rock, or do you want to see where the genre went?
No, I want to discover a band that I love.
Yeah.
Like, I want to discover a band that I want to listen to their music regularly.
I think you would love ELO,
Okay.
but I don't know that really counts as prog rock, but that doesn't matter.
Well, it's listed here. So like
Sure.
I think it does.
Okay.
Like Big Big Train, when I first heard Big Big Train, I was like, this is what I've been looking for my entire adult life when I learned what prog rock was.
Okay.
And it's very different than anything we've heard before, but partially not, but it is. I'm just going to name some of these other ones. Hawkwind, see if you know any of these. Hawkwind, I don't even know. Procol Harum, which I've heard of. I have a couple of their CDs. It says R&B based, Procol Harum. Kind of interesting. Flower Kings, Mars Volta, which I am not interested in that. Caravan, which
Caravan's
I guess
pretty obscure.
Caravan.
They're British.
Dream Theater's number 29. Crack the Sky, Magma Focus, Soft Machine. I've heard of them.
Yeah, I've heard of them, but
Utopia, Echelon, Return to Forever, Angelagard, Haken. They're a band that a lot of people have recommended. They're a modern prog metal band. It's called Haken, actually. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Moody Blues, Gong, number 16. Gentle Giant, number 14, now considered one of the quintessential prog rock bands. Gentle Giant had relatively little commercial success in their day, but it wasn't for lack of trying. They love to be diabolically tricky, but they also love to be accessible to other rock and rock out. One of their best moments.
Not commercially successful, but has a cult. I don't know them.
Yeah, and I discovered them last year when I was going to buy all those CDs from that guy, and then he scammed me on thing. Thankfully, I was too stupid to actually. So Gentle Giant is a band I would be interested. I think they're more folk prog.
Okay.
So maybe a little more acoustic guitars and stuff, which
Yeah.
I would enjoy. Jethro Tull. We should probably listen to a Jethro Tull album for,
Maybe. Do you like flute?
I don't mind it, but I think just for like the prominence of them, like a guy should listen to that. Then Opeth is listed in here, which we have gotten so many people want me to listen to Opeth. But I know enough about Opeth to know that some of their albums are progressive rock and some of them are like black death metal. So like we would have to know what to do there.
Yeah.
Here's a band called Renaissance. Porcupine Tree. Number 9 is Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Okay. Number 8 is Transatlantic.
Don't know.
They're from 2000. Oh, it's people from. Oh, I see. It's people from the bands Flower Kings, Dream Theater, and Marillion together, and Spock's Beard, which is another one. So
Spock's Beard.
Spock's Beard is a famous prog.
Okay.
Okay, so then number 7 is Pink Floyd. Number 6 is Tool, which both of those bands we will do on the channel. Oh, interesting. This is one that people suggested we check out. Number 5 is Genesis. Number 4 is Vandergraaf Generator. So people told me about this guy, Peter Hamill, and they said you really should listen to this. And I started looking into it, and it was like free jazz saxophone stuff.
Oh, great.
And so people were like, you should check out his solo material. So we need to. So let us know in the comments if Vandergraaf Generator or Peter Hamill's work is stuff we should look into. But realize I hate saxophones. Then is Rush. We are going to do a Rush album.
Sure.
1000% we're going to do one of their albums.
Moving pictures, maybe.
Well, this says their most ambitious album is their concept album, Clockwork Angels. It says.
That's what.
I don't
That must be a newer one.
I don't know. It just says they spent their arguably most ambitious album, Clockwork Angels, and then they're a platinum band. So
It's their 19th album.
okay, whatever. Number 2 is Yes. Number 1 is King Crimson.
Okay. I mean, maybe we do King Crimson just to knock it out. It's like such an early example of prog rock, and it kind of, I don't know if it really defined it, but like it's such an influence, and they're greatest of all time, whatever.
Yes. Okay. So they're okay. So maybe we should do that next, like you said, just to kind of get it out of the way.
To get a baseline, yeah.
Yeah, and
And I think it's a short album, if I remember.
By the way, if anybody wants to know what I'm actually looking at, sorry, I could have put it on screen. This is from the website You Discover Music. So
This
it's
is just some dude's
youdiscovermusic.com. And it's the 50 best prog rock bands ever, if anyone else wants to look at this. Now I'm curious. I got to scroll back up and see if there are any other bands I know on it. Aphrodite's Child, Tangerine Dream. I've heard that. Along with Kraftwerk, no other band did more than Tangerine Dream to expand the possibilities of the synthesizer.
They're not. This is still in the prog rock list.
Yep, number 49, best prog rock
Sure.
bands ever. Number 48, Fragile. That sounds like something.
Named after the Yes
Yeah, I'm
album.
sure they're.
Do they have an album called Yes?
It says they don't get any closer to Yes than this. So it says, so yeah.
Okay.
The band Nectar, the band Camel, which people have suggested we listen to.
I've got a Nectar album. I've got a Camel album too.
Yeah, Camel. It says the Snow Geese or something. Snow Gears,
Okay.
something. Snow Goose. The Snow Goose. And this is a band that's players of ex-Caravan members. It says.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, Caravan was an early one too. I'm somewhat familiar with them.
So it says the original Camel was built around two world-class soloists, guitarist Andy Latmere and late keyboardist Peter Bardens, largely a springboard for their instrumental Fireworks. Okay, so I don't want to listen to instrumental stuff. That's just instrumental.
Yeah.
Oh, Kansas. Didn't know they were a
Yeah.
didn't know they were a prog rock band. Number 43, Sky. Number 42, Babe Ruth. Number 41, Premiata Forneria Marconi, PFM.
I don't know that
Italian
one.
band. Number 40, Straubs, which I've seen their records. I think I have one of their records before. I didn't know they were a prog rock band. English folk rock overlapping with prog rock. The Straubs were perched right on the cusp, doing adventurous epics with roots in traditional balladry.
1964.
Interesting. The Straubs.
Cool.
I think I have that album. The
Yeah,
one that's
I
in the
don't-
picture of the thing. The Pineapple Thief. I like that band. I've heard of them, and they have a new album that came out this year that I'm planning on listening to. So that they would be a modern one we could check out, Cody. The Tangent, Marillion, Big Train, and then I started looking. So some of my favorite prog rock bands aren't even on there, although maybe they're because they're not really prog rock. But like I've said before, I enjoy Frost is the band that got me into prog initially. But then also there's a lot of bands that I listen to that have proggy elements. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So okay,
Yeah,
we'll probably do King Crimson next then.
Okay.
And or maybe Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I do think you wouldn't. I don't know that you'll really love Emerson, Lake and Palmer, but I like them a lot. But I do think you would love ELO,
Yes.
even though it's a little less prog rock than some of the bands we've been talking about. But I think that would be a good one for you.
Yeah, and I think I'll like ELO as well because I've heard some of their more recent album, one of their more recent albums from like 2015 or 16, and I
Okay.
loved it.
Okay, cool.
And I never listened to it by myself. I just heard it tangentially from the guy who had the office next to where my desk was. He would
Yeah.
listen to it, and I was like, "What is that?" Like multiple times, I had to go in there and be like, "What is this?" And he's like, "It's that ELO record," and that was when they were called Jeff Lynne's ELO, I believe, is
Yeah.
what they're
Cool.
called now. So, okay, sorry everybody. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being. It'll be all cut up and weird. Thank you everybody for watching this sincerely. The comments are what are making us stop doing Yes. So unless we get a bunch of thumbs up, like I said, we're done with Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
it's a bummer. However, there's a lot of other music we can listen to where we won't get crapped on in the comments a bunch. So, but seriously, thank you for everybody who stuck around and watched this. I really appreciate it. This is going to be a long ass video, but that's all right. We had a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Yes. Thank you, all the olds. But we don't need you anymore. So, everybody, we'll see you all next time.